1-game matches. Now it is still crunch time here, but a win today would fill both teams with an abundance of confidence going forward. Now my name is Jess Crow. We've got plenty to get through here today before all the action kicks off.
To the bag tiger himself. He's going to give the coin a toss. Up you go, Dippy.
Head is the call.
Heads is the call, and it comes down as a head. Kushal, your Rhinos have won a critical toss. What are you going to do and why?
We're going to bowl first. We would like to chase whatever total they want to give us.
Okay, it's a fresh wicket. Were you watching the first game? And what would you like to restrict Sudurpashchim to?
I think 160 would be a good total.
How important is today's game? It's close to must-win territory now.
I think today is a do-or-die match, so hopefully we will win this match.
Reflections on the season so far? Some very good performances, but some bad ones too?
Yeah, I think we have to be just disciplined to win the game.
Final question, changes to your starting 11.
2 changes. Tanvir is out, George is in, and Sogat is out, and Rizan is in.
Well remembered, Kushal. Attaboy, okay. Kushal choosing to have a bowl first there. Would you have bowled, or are you happy to bat?
We have to bat.
Okay. Your position on the table, 1-5, you're in the playoffs, win tonight, top 2, is that the goal?
Yeah. I think so.
What kind of a total would you like to get batting first?
I think 60 plus.
160.
Good score, yeah.
Okay, I saw in the team gathering that there was applause. Do you have a debutant?
Yeah, we have 2 debutants. I think 3.
Okay.
1 foreigner.
Can you tell me about those players coming in? Final question.
Yeah, Puneet and Deepak and Higmat.
Mate, nice to see you.
Thank you.
Best of luck as always. Okay, that is Dipender Singh Ari, the captain of the Royals. They've lost the toss. The Chitwan, they've won it. They're the ball first.
Well, there we go. The Rhinos have won the toss and choose to bowl. Now, looking at the Royals then, as we say, they've won 5 from 5, topping the table. They have been unstoppable in every aspect of the game. But for the Rhinos, a little bit of a different story for them. 2 out of 5 wins. They're sitting 6th on the table. But their last time out versus the Lions was, you know, one of their best batting performances we've seen so far, despite the loss they had. So hopefully they can bounce back today and get those 2 points on the table. Now, to my right, I'm joined by HD Akuan. HD, looking at what I've just said, how do you see this match shaping up today?
Well, Jess, first things first, I'm over the moon that I actually heard what you said, because this crowd here gets awfully rowdy late on in the evening, and particularly with Dipender Singh Ari and his Royals being in town. So if I don't hear one of your questions, I'm apologising up front. We'll just wing it. Look, I think this is going to be a great game. I really do. The Royals, I'm sure we'll get into their changes. They've made 3 changes to their side, so they already recognise that they're in the top 4. They might be ripe for the taking because they've looked unbeatable. The Rhinos, on the other hand, have surprised me a little bit, because I thought that with their strong middle order, Kushal Mala, Ravi Bapara, Saif Zaib, that they would be in the shake-up already, but they've just stumbled every now and again. So I'm pretty sure they know that they're in must-win territory now, sitting in 6th place. I think you've mentioned that already, that they need to win both their games and win them well to maybe have an opportunity to get into those top 4 positions. I'm expecting a close encounter. I like teams that are desperate. I think good players step up when teams are desperate.
Now, as you say, we have seen some new additions and changes to the teams. So let's take a closer look at how
their side. The Northamptonshire quick bowler George Scrimshaw comes into the side at the expense of the Pakistan international Sohail Tanvir. I think he's about 9'6", George Scrimshaw. So he's going to get plenty of bounce, even though the surface may not offer it. He'll certainly get it. I'm looking forward to watching him bowl, as I'm sure the fans of the Rhinos are as well.
It's funny you say that. When I spoke to him, that's the first thing he said, is looking forward to using that bounce to his advantage. So I think the 9 foot tall.
Did you stand on a chair?
Pretty accurate. I definitely had to look up at him. But let's take a look at how some of these players have performed then, starting with Ishan Pandey from the Royals. Match 18 versus the Bolts, 56 off 35. How crucial will he be for them today?
Well, I think the impressive thing for the Royals has been the fact that different players have stood up in different matches. They haven't just been reliant on 1 or 2 players. This was a particularly good innings from Ishan Pandey because they haven't had the help from, say, a Chris Lynn as often as they would have liked to. Maybe they'll get that tonight. Also, Josh Brown, who's not playing tonight. He got 1 half century, but otherwise hasn't put on any performances. So what's been good about the Royals is that they've got those performances from that middle order, the likes of Ishan Pandey, the likes of Dipendra Singh Airy, and then I won't forget Bandari at the top of the order as well. He's done pretty nicely.
And now with the ball, Scott Kuggeleijn in that same match, 3 for 22. How much of an asset has he been to this team?
Well, last year he was absolutely magnificent. He was the highest wicket taker as far as seamers go, with Lalit Rajbanji being the left-arm spinner that was the joint highest wicket taker. I don't think there's been a game in this edition where he hasn't taken a wicket. He always weighs in, whether it's with the new ball, then he bowls in the most difficult period as well at the back end of the game. I'm looking forward to the contest between him and Dawid Malan, because I was chatting to Dawid before the toss went up, and he said, I've got to watch out for Kugelein's in-swinger. And I said to him, well, in the previous game, Kuggeleijn actually nipped the first 2 away from the left-hander. He said, oh, well, then I'm in a complete mess. So I'm looking forward to that contest.
And speaking of Dawid Malan, then last time out, we saw a huge 80 off 54 for him. How refreshing would that have been for him to finally perform like he knows he's capable of? A real weight lifted off his shoulder, I presume. Yeah,
such a relief for a player of his class. I think I've said it on air before. At one stage, he was the #1 T20 international batter in the world. So a real coup that a player of his quality can come here to the NPL. Struggled a little bit, as so many overseas players do when they first arrive here. I think they underestimate what's going to happen here in Nepal. They come here, they fail a few times, and then their cricketing minds switch on and they go, okay, what have I got to do to perform? And Dawid Malan has worked it out, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls up another big score today.
Of course, and building that partnership last match then with Dawid was Arjun Saud, 52 off 39. How great of an opening partnership are those two?
Well, it's a pity that we actually haven't seen more of it, because Arjun Saud hasn't really been used, and we know that he's done well in previous editions and locally as well. So they put him at the top of the order, and it worked a treat. And maybe we should have mentioned it before we saw the performance, because, I mean, really it's quite surprising, having watched how well he played, that they haven't utilised him there before. So this will be a nice partnership, but I still think if they can get a platform, those 3 attacking players in the middle there for the Rhinos, Papara, Kushal Mala, Saif Zaid, if they come off platform and they come off, we might see an upset tonight.
It was very, very interesting to see how those guys perform. And now, as we say, the Royals sitting nicely at the top of the table, the Rhinos down at 6. But that could all change after today's match. Let's take a closer look at how the points table is looking.
Well, no surprises who's at the top of the table. The old Royals, they've got probably the biggest fan base here, and the reason being is because they can't help winning. 5 from 5. The Gorkas, every time you think they're in trouble and they're going to lose a game, they somehow manage to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, and they find themselves on 10 points already, having qualified. There's work for everyone else to do here, Jess. The Kings, the Lions, the Avengers, the Rhinos, they can all get into those top 4 positions. It's just the 2 sides that are out of it. But this is a massive game for the Rhinos, because if they don't win this one, goodbye.
And of course, the Rhinos won the toss, chose to bowl. Is that what you would have done looking at the wicket, how it played earlier today?
Well, I think it's a very good wicket. It's a new wicket. We're on pitch number 6. Every time we've gone onto a new surface, the batters have enjoyed it. We saw it in the previous game as well. Bowlers are going to have to take pace off here. They're going to have to be very, very smart. I think the decision is a right one, particularly with the dew that starts to form a little bit later in the second innings. It makes chasing that little bit easier.
And now for a team like the Rhinos, who haven't necessarily seen the success I'm sure they know they're capable of as well, coming up against top of the table, some very strong players in the Royals, how can they keep that pressure under control?
Yeah, look, I said the best players perform under pressure. The average players don't. The Rhinos have got some top quality players in internationals. Kushal Mala, we think of Ravi Bapara, you think of the top of the order, Dawid Malan. They will perform under pressure. And the Royals, they've made 3 changes because they're already in those qualifiers. which means they've just taken the foot off the gas a little bit, and that can be unhealthy. Think of last year where they lost the final. They lost 2 matches, one in the group stages, one in the final. You never want to take your foot off the gas, and I worry that the Royals might have just done that.
Well, we'll see. Now, HD, I know you and Andrew Leonard have a little bit of a competition going on with predictions. So I'm going to ask you today, come on, we can get one more score on the board. Who are you predicting?
I'm actually going to go with a victory to the Rhinos.
Victory for the Rhinos. Love to hear it. Well, there we go. You can hear the crowd going wild as we speak. The umpires are walking onto the field. Ball one is on its way very shortly. Make sure you don't miss the action.
Thank you very much, Jess. Thank you, HD. Prediction time, as always, creates an opportunity for a head-to-head between HD and Andrew as well. But all eyes will be on this team. In their huddle, they need to go big or go home this evening. The Pokhara Avengers may have just helped their cause. Oh, what an outing here. Chitwan Rhinos winning the toss, deciding to field first. No Josh Brown here for the Royals today. He misses out. It'll be interesting to see who'll open with Binod Bhandari, but yeah, you can see the cap being handed over to George Grimshaw, the Northamptonshire bowler, the 27-year-old, a tall, lanky pacer. He'll certainly feel the pressure as well. Kushal Malla and boys, and this man's been the talisman, Ravi Bopara. Lovely evening, yeah. A very good evening to all our viewers tuning in from the different parts of the world. It's a packed house because the Sudurpashchim Royals have taken centre stage here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. And as always, the fanfare continues at this wonderful venue. Just the right time to introduce and welcome my co-com, Carlos Brathwaite. Carlos, great scenes.
I'm really looking forward to watching the Royals fans stream in. Apparently it'll be a sea of yellow. Dare I say, very CSK-like. Down to the uniforms with the yellow, the tinge of red and a slice of blue. Dipinder Singh, someone I played some cricket with around franchise cricket, and a dear friend leading the team as they lead the tournament at the moment. Binod Bhandari, strike rate of 109, 400 runs in 15 matches. Chris Lynn at the other end, someone who can give the beginning of the innings a little bit of impetus. He's done it all around the world. Not had the best of tournaments just yet. And we talk about big players standing up, and look at those for some stats. 302 matches, 8,000 runs, strike rate of 144, and more importantly, 6 centuries. Centuries win games, especially in the T20 format.
Yeah, what a cricketer he's been. Short of runs, maybe a big one loading today, opening the innings. You've seen him come in at number 3. Josh Brown missing out. Kushal Malla, the captain, decides to roll his arm up front here, and they'll need wickets early on. Saw quite an embrace between you and Chris Lynn just some time back. You'll go a long way back. We'll talk about that in some time as the countdown begins here on game day 16, match number 24. A must-win here for the Rhinos. The Royals have made it to the playoff. Let the action begin. They can't wait for another good contest here between bat and ball. The Royals 5-5. Rhinos 2 wins in 5 games. All set for ball 1 here in game number 24. How was it meeting Chris Lynn?
Yeah, we've played together quite a while. We share the same agent as well, so we know each other quite well. When it was announced that I was coming, he dropped something on social media, so I always had to catch up with him. We're not staying at the same hotel, so this is the first time I'm seeing him in Nepal, and we're just planning how we were going to get out and about, see a little bit more of Nepal, see a little bit more of each other. A good friend of mine, just hope. He also told me to go easy on him. So if he plays a bad shot, I'll be deferring to you.
The mic is all yours. When he's batting, Carlos, I'm off air. Great shot, good shot. He's been watchful, yeah. Gets off the mark with a single. Yeah, his best being 31 in this competition. That came in the second game. He's had scores of 2, 18 and 16 and 1. Not the Chris Lynn we've so far seen.
but I also think he's matured a lot. I think back to the dashing Chrislin and Big Bash, one of the Bash brothers, him and McCullum, IPL, KKR, dashing batter. I think he's slowed down slightly, added a bit more maturity. I think he also understands his standing in the game when it comes to Nepal, having to impart that knowledge on younger players. So he sees his role more as a responsibility, not necessarily dropping anchor. He still plays his shots, he still gets runs away. But he definitely has changed his method, a little bit more watchful to begin with, because once he gets on a roll, he's someone that can take the game away from you.
Yeah, and today, after getting that elevation in the batting order to open the innings for the Royals, he'll want to just spend some more time and just play himself in. Yeah, you can sense that he's trying to be more watchful, trying to get the measure of the surface as well. Quiet start here for the Royals after being put into bat, 3 for no loss. It's the business end here of Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League, and everything so far about NPL Season 2 has been special, and the Festival of the Himalayas is getting very interesting as teams are jostling for spots into the top 4. Rijan Dakal gets the game. He'll come on to bowl over number 2. And the talk has been around Chrislin, but Binod Bhandari walked away with the player of the match on one occasion where he got his NPL best of 69 unbeaten runs against the Lumbini Lions. Rijan Dakal has had his moments with the ball as well. He's been in and out. Last year he made an impression getting that ball into the right-handed batters. They played for the one that left him, but he got the ball to come in and tail in late.
Yeah, left arm seamers that goal dust. You're thinking when you're building the perfect franchise team for white ball cricket, you want a wrist spinner, you want a right hand, left hand combination at the top of the order. You definitely want a left arm seamer that can swing the ball back.
So much as cricket advanced. In modern day cricket, Carlos, you really don't talk about the front foot, you talk about the front press. And all of a sudden the trigger movement is something that everyone keeps talking about. On this occasion as well, you just saw the way Binod Bhandari moved very early in the crease, just tried to get behind the line and get closer.
Yeah, I think it's very self-dependent. He actually walked down, maybe trying to negate that swing. On that occasion, he just angling it across. But you find for swing bowlers, batters try to get out of the crease, get down to one, negate the swing, but also put a little doubt in the umpire's mind. If they were to be struck in front, there's now a lot further distance to travel, and as a result, you could potentially not be given out. And as we say that, we see the keeper come up to the stump. And that is a counteraction of what the batter has done. So we only 7 balls in, folks, but there's a little bit of back and forth. And you love to see this, both teams being quite proactive.
Signs of aggression, early signs. Bhandari goes across the line. You get a couple of runs. That also means with the keeper standing up, Carlos, the bowler has to be on target, especially if you have shot third and shot fine inside the circle.
Yeah, you almost feel as though the length is a little bit more predictable. And I mean, I was never the quickest, but I never really loved the keeper up to the stump, because I felt as though that took my short ball out of the equation. Not that I had the fastest short ball, but it was more to mess with the feet of the batters for the follow-up ball or the follow-up deliveries. I feel as though you lose that ability to bowl the short ball. But as a bowler, if you don't normally bowl the short ball and you're relying mostly on swing, it may be a good way to get the keeper up, keep the batter in his crease, and then just challenge the stumps a little bit more. And that's what Rijan is trying to do. Challenge the stump. He's reinforced the leg side now. basically telling him, do it again.
Cheeky. Binod Bandari brings out an absolute cracking hit, as innovative as it can get, but that's a sweep that's gone the distance and the first maximum as well.
A nice juicy free hit. All Jeopardy goes through the window. It's a free swing.
You need to take this, Carlos, not me. I can't make the change in the field as well. And pressure on Rijan very early.
Well bowled from Rijan, a change in length. We spoke about it being difficult to pull your length back. He's not quite gone short. He's gone just back of a length. And I suspect he doesn't think it's swinging. We've not seen one swing back prodigiously just yet. Must have been angling away, and on that occasion he just pulled the length back a bit, wondering if he'll stick with our length and reinforce the leg side with a short mid-wicket. And then he has a square mid-wicket, has a long on and a deep backward square leg. So interesting to see if he comes a little bit straight on that length, or if he goes full to try to swing it again.
Nicely struck. Work to do for the fielder at long on. Does extremely well, Dev Kanal. He's a great athlete. He certainly saved a couple of runs here. 11 runs of over number 2. It's 14 for no loss. Big game for the Rhinos. 2 changes for them. George Scrimshaw comes in and so does Rijan Takal. So a lot of pace here as options for the Rhinos. 3 changes for the Royals. Puneet Mehra making his debut. Hikmat Mara, watch out for him, the youngster. Oh, he's put that down, Kushal Malla. Chris Lynn was walking towards the dugout. I'll tell you what, this is a very big moment. That's because Malla may have just given an early, easy reprieve to Chris Lynn.
Yeah, you shut your eyes and you take that catch, Kushal Malla. He'd be so disappointed. Chris Lynn would turn his back. He was walking back to the pavilion. Thought he was gone for all money.
This time he breaks the shackles. No half measures. Lynn decides to go big, moves in the crease, creates some room. The pressure was building and eventually shows in that hit. His first boundary.
No one to blame but yourself, Kushal Malla. After drop catch, so often we see a boundary. I think this is something to watch with Chris Lynn. When he plays spin really well, he gives up his stumps and frees his hands. Bats on middle and leg, and you see him take a step away, almost daring the bowler to bowl at the stumps. Very proficient on the cut. Not necessarily the punch, as we saw on that occasion. Easy catch drop. And then if you come full, he can smack you back down the ground. So that's a part of his game plan. And you can tell when he's flowing because he does it more frequently.
Good shout. Some bat maybe, or was it trickling down leg? He spoke about that costly reprieve. Sometimes as a batter you try to read signs. We'll take a look at this once again. Yeah, drifting down leg. Dropped very early off a sitter. The bat will feel maybe it's my day today. We've not had the best of days leading up to this game.
Yeah, sometimes you get dropped, you have a swing for a couple of balls, and then all of a sudden something starts to click and you start to flow. Kushal Malla looks innocuous, he's just ambling in, but he's skillful. He's getting the ball to swing back, he's cramping the batters for room. And once he hit a good length, I feel as though he's challenging the stumps all the time.
Much better. Beats the field at mid-on. That's a boundary. Binod's looking good this evening, and he's using his feet really well to get to the pitch of the ball. Good end to over number 3. It's 23 for no loss. Yeah, watch out for a couple of players. Puneet Mehra getting a go, but Hikmat Mara. Now, he won the Beat the Speed contest by bowling 131 kilometers per hour, and he got sponsored for training in the NCA, and he's also bowled to Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul. He's now the iconic player of the Sudurpashchim Royals, Hikmat Mara. And he's come in place of Hemant Dami, another nice speedster. It'll be nice to see him bowl in these pressure conditions. More spin, Ranjit Kumar, the first bowler to get a 5-4 in NPL Season 2.
Yeah, and it's really good to see that their talent finding programs, because we think of Nepal as a nation and the ambitions for moving forward in world cricket. I think one of the deficits may be power hitting, the other may be one of a real speedster. So if you get people falling in love with power hitting, falling in love with fast bowling, you're bound to find a gem out of the rough sooner rather than later.
Yeah, work to do for the field at long off. 2 for the taking. Bhandari gets to the other end. Kushal Malla it is. To speak about power hitting, did see a lot of it in 2016, Carlos.
Yeah, and I was having a chat with Kushal Bertel. Saw him in the gym this morning. He got a good pair of guns on him. And a lot of times power hitting is a state of mind along with the technical side of things. If I hit it 120 meters and someone hits it 70, it's still 6 runs. So I think the mindset has to change from needing to burst the ball and hit the seam off of it to getting in really good positions, understanding your areas, understanding your lengths, and then being able to hit 6s consistently, even if you have to time those 6s.
Sometimes you're forced to believe that today's cricket, particularly the shorter formats, is more about power and downswing than technique and conventional cricket.
But 6 hitting is a technique as well. So technique is not only forward defense or cover drive, there's a way to be consistent hitting 6s. And I think that's the next evolution of Nepali cricket. Fielding, A class. Spin bowling, batsmanship, dexterity, manipulation of the field. All things that I've really enjoyed watching when they hammered West Indies in Sharjah. And now I've had a small glimpse of other local talent. You see it in abundance. It's just now to supplement that with a few power hitters and a few pacers. Guys that can get it past 135.
3 dots. Good end to the over and a good start for Ranjit Kumar. 4 of over number 4, 27 for no loss. Four fours. 6 for 25 Shah Alam for the Kathmandu Gorkhas earlier today. And the last over certainly pulled out a hat-trick as well.
Yeah, it was a good watch. It was very brave. I love that propensity to throw the ball in the air and ask the batters to clear the field with no pace on it, length back. little like that from Kushal Malan is a mix-up. He'll get home quite comfortably. You think so many spinners think these days because the bats are bigger, because players are more attacking, they have to bowl faster and faster and faster. But actually, as a spinner, you want to beat batters and deceive them with guile, whether that be spin laterally off the pitch and them not knowing, or pace off and getting through the shot a little bit earlier than they want. And Shahab Alam was brilliant for his 6 for, really deserved it.
There's so many left-arm spinners making an impact in NPL all through season 1 and season 2. He's not quite middled it, but he gets enough bat for it to race away for a 4, or not really. Finally trickles away. Great effort at long on. It was never going to be easy. The fielder was challenged and tested. Great commitment, but Lin will secure a 4.
Yeah, he's getting into his work now. He seems giving himself a little bit of room, a little bit of a shuffle down the track and away from the stump to get his hands through and be able to access the ball straight back. Good effort, but in vain.
He's trying to force the issue every now and then. Yeah, goes hard at this.
Yeah, for Chris Lynn, you almost want to start it just inside the stump and have it cramping by angling back. Because if you go too full and too straight, he gets down on one knee and picks it up over square leg.
The release shot. And that will sail over. He's been backing away for quite some time now. Exactly to what Carlos was referring to. Just create that scoring opportunity when it's full.
Yeah, this is the Chris Lynn that we've come to know and love. Linsanity. Backing well away, close to the wide line on the leg side. Giving himself all the room to get his hands through the ball. Didn't middle it as well as he'd want, but he timed it well enough and hit it in a good enough area. And it's 6 more. He's starting to motor. He's starting to get ahead of steam. 1 over and 1 ball left in the power play.
Slashed hard. Fielder gets a hand to it, but there's some runs on offer here for the batters. 13 runs of over number 5. Just the momentum the Royals were looking for. 40 for no loss.
Well, a flying starts and concerning scenes for Rhinos fans. Sudurpashchim Royals, they just have this winning habit, this winning culture, losing just 1 game in the group stages last year. They'd love to go through this season unbeaten and get all the way to that grand final on Saturday, December 13th. They're looking good to do so thus far, as I suspect Kushal Mallet is going to rue that drop as Ranjit Kumar will come to bowl his second. They at least only have 1 left of the power play. And Binod Bandari, as always, is just building his innings up naturally as we get a little look at this. Stunning, absolutely glorious. That little bit of cloud cover is burnt off, and perfect time to welcome Akash Chopra.
Breathtaking. That's the word that comes to your mind.
Very well swept by Binod Bandari. He's proved such an effective player at the top for the men in yellow. And I'll tell you something, it's not 11 v 11 out there, it's 12 v 11. The Sudurpashchim Royals fans are making more than enough noise. Another NCL Super 4.
Well, Binod is in good form. And he loves playing the sweep shot, is the impression that you get.
Do you see more than a shade of the familiarity or similarity with a certain other number 7 in yellow?
I haven't seen the helicopter shot yet. If I get to see that, then yes.
Promise there was more than a few comparisons last season, and the person who loved it the most was Binod Bandari himself. He is a very good, he's a keeper as well, so keeper batter opening the batting, and he's also very naturally a cool customer. There was a press conference earlier in the season, you'll like this, Akash, where hundreds of journalists at every single game here covered paper and in print. Oh, could be a chance. Goes to hand and held on. Not exactly the most convincing chance, and just as we're talking about him, he's gone.
Talk about the commentators' jinx. They're just hyping him up. He was looking all right. He's already hit a 6 and a couple of boundaries, but then just trying to replicate the boundary shot that he hit earlier in this over. This was a lot slower, a bit more on the offside. Success for Ranjit, first success for the bowling team as well.
Amar Singh Ratela was with the catch without a number on his back. 21 for Bandari, 46 for 1.
Chitwan Royals khalage naya match मैदान में ईशान पांडे.
Here comes the good doctor himself, Dr. Ishan Pandey. Fully qualified, but he is determined, despite a burgeoning career in the medical field, to continue to add to his few caps for Nepal. And he's turned a few heads this year because he's played with real comfort, real composure. And I like what they're doing here. The Royals are sending him up the order at number 3. He's batted all over the place, all the way down to number 7, number 8. But he's come in because of the threat of the left arm spin.
Can I actually say that's what the doctor ordered? Because Ravi would have said that for sure.
I did hear you were rather quick with a turn of phrase. We're in the fatigue zone. We're in day 16. You're fresh. You're in day 1. You're in the zone, Akash.
Just like the Royals. Barring this shot, of course, a lot slower, slightly on the offside as well. Was a little bit outside off. Tried to drag it this time. Catching hasn't been at its best in this game thus far. The cotton bold of Lynn is still hurting. He's making them pay. 23 of 18. He had hardly scored a run till that point in time.
Arm ball, very well bowled. Talented young cricketer is Ranjit, and he's got the breakthrough. The power play ends with a wicket taken over. 46 for 1. End of the power play signalled by Durganathu Betty, who's got the camera on his cap, providing us that great view. As here comes Saif Zaib. Now, this is a grudge match. I know it's still early in this Nepal Premier League, Akash, but probably one of the biggest player movements between season 1 and 2 is this man, player of the tournament. Many a wise observer in English cricket has said he's not just unlucky to not be in the English Lions squad in Australia, he should be in the full test squad. 1,425 runs for Northampton County Championship last season. Player of the tournament, but he was in yellow. He was playing for the Sudurpashchim Royals last year. So definitely he's got a little bit extra to prove today, as he'd love to get one over his former side.
Left arm spin. We've seen a lot of successful left arm spin in the first game itself. Last over of the game, a hat-trick, 6 wickets in total.
We just wanted to welcome you properly to the chaos, to the brilliance of cricket in Nepal.
That was sensational. And I was in two minds, skeptical. Left-arm spinner bowling the last over. Wow, that was something special.
Didn't even get player of the match. 6 for. Held that back nicely. Zabe, yeah, I think it was actually the right decision, because without Bim Sharkey's innings, I'd always err on the bowler's side, being a former spinner. But I think in this case, without Sharkey's knock, career best, remember, they wouldn't have even been close to winning that game. And the Gorkhas are officially our second qualified side, alongside these boys, the Sudurpashchim Royals.
And that knock actually came out of absolutely nowhere and changed the complexion of the game. In the end, how close the opposition ran them, and that is when you realize that actual importance of that knock. And of course, this is the hat-trick. The last over, 2 good catches at the same spot, and then of course this one.
Oh, it's another. The promotion of Pandey doesn't work, as all he can do is drag it to Dawud Malan. The English connection for the wicket, and the Rhinos fighting back hard.
It was in his arc. The shot was on. Maybe a little too close to the bat. Didn't really get the elevation. Hit it straight to the fielder. Elation for Zaib. So 1 brings 2. That's been the story. Ishan Pandey is dismissed for 1. It's 49 for 2.
A glorious scene. And I can promise you, probably 85% of the fans here are backing the men from the far west. The fanaticism for the Sudurpashchim side, quite remarkable. Now, here's one of the changes. Puneet Mehra comes in for his Nepal Premier League debut. Announced as a signing only probably 3 days ago, I think it was. Straight into the 11, 37 years of age, plays in Delhi. Oh, now, harsh to call this a chance. It would have been spectacular.
A full toss. And almost hit it back to the bowler. Let's have another look. Oh, a dropped catch.
Harsh, but fair. Yeah, definite half chance. End of the 7th, it's 49 for 2. Ranjit to continue. Bit of pressure now on Lynn. Might need to amend the way in which he's going to play. He wants the single, and, well, 2 different languages being spoken out there, I think.
I thought single was available. Puneet wasn't interested at all. But he said no at the right time.
He's played in Nepal before. Very short-lived Pokhara Premier League. One of the most beautiful grounds you'll ever see. You can literally see the snow-capped mountains around the lake city there. That was back in 2019. As far as I can tell, not playing anything else apart from a bit of club cricket. Maybe there's quite a bit of sort of corporate cricket and stuff there in Delhi, isn't there? But imagine going, well, from nothing to stepping into the TU International Cricket Ground, 13,000, 14,000 here. a feverish atmosphere. It must be, well, what? Out of the frying pan into the fire.
Chrislin on the non-striker end. They're playing for the team that's the most popular team in the tournament. It's a night game. Wow. This is what the dreams are actually made of, right? So two ways of looking at it. Of course, he hasn't played any competitive cricket for a while. But then the Royals know why they have signed him. They must have seen something that we possibly don't know of.
I think there's a Jagat Tamada connection, the head coach. It can really go one of two ways, though, can't it? You can almost be like a rabbit and just be caught in the headlights and the madness that these incredible 3,400 lux floodlights that have been installed just in time. First ever floodlit cricket matches here in Nepal. And look, the one thing he has on his side is experience. He's 37 years old, but I think even for him, as the ball is turning and young Arjun Saud wants a look. I think Lynn's got back, but we'll go upstairs.
We've seen a few stumpings today as well, including the one that resulted in a hat-trick.
Front foot's good, Akash.
It's this is where the focus is. Is it in the air? Nah, don't worry about it.
So many innovations here happening for the first time. Floodlights, big screens with the replay, so that the crowd reacting to that replay for the Nepal Pay decision pending, which will be given as not out. And the crowd tell you the result.
Actually pulling from behind the popping crease, and how far behind Ranjit is, it allows him to get the kind of loop where the ball dips on the batter.
It was a really brave piece of bowling, wasn't it? Because Lynn has all that power. He trusted his length, get it up above the eye line, dipped nicely. This time he goes flatter. Good over, really good over. Rhinos coming back hard here, 51 for 2. Such a sparkling atmosphere. It's an unforgettable one, a spine-tingling one. The reason why, we've got Sudurpashchim in town, but the Rhinos probably more in a must-win scenario than Sudurpashchim. If Sudurpashchim win, they guarantee top 2. But the Rhinos, well, to have any chance of the top 4, they're going to need at least 1, if not 2 victories. Okay, let's get down pitch side with Jess. I think she's got a Sudurpashchim Royals player with her right now.
That's right, Lenny. I'm joined here by Harmeet Singh. Harmeet, the team are 5 from 5. You've seen nothing but success so far. What's been key to that success?
I think the team culture is fantastic. The franchise has been really hospitable and very nice. And then even last year we had a lot of. I think we had just lost the final since I was there, and. Yeah, I think it speaks a lot about the franchise and the coaching staff and the management and the skipper as well.
Now, as you do remain undefeated, what was the thought process behind the 3 changes in the squad today?
Sorry, say it again.
It's okay. It's pretty loud. It's pretty loud. I was saying, you know, as you are undefeated, what was the thought process behind the 3 changes in the squad today?
I think the management wants to, keep other guys ready as well, and then when you can give opportunities. And I've seen some of those blokes in the net, they all look really good. So I think we have a really good Nepali squad, and I think one is better than the other, and it's great to have a game in your pocket if there's injuries and stuff like that.
And coming into bat, the middle order, what's your... The crowd is going wild. What's your plan of attack been personally?
Yeah, no, I think we sorry, I cannot hear you at all.
It's okay. Your plan of attack, stepping out onto the wicket to bat in the middle orders, what's that been?
Yeah, I've been enjoying that role, and I always, whenever I play, I always ask to bat. I enjoy batting, and then I enjoy to take the game on, and then and I've gotten that role this year, and and I've been enjoying it. And anyway, I've been floating. I soon have to pad up now. So.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you go. We'll let you go and pad up. Thank you very much. All the best for you and the team. Thanks. Back to the comms.
Thank you, Jess. 59 for 2. There's a projected scores, probably trending towards around that 160 marker that Dipender Singh Airi told me at the toss he would like. There's an interesting change of bowling. It's not going to be Ranjit to continue. I think Kushal Malla is just trying to get his set of 4 done. But it's interesting that he'll be bowling to Chris Lynn. I reckon Lynn might try and line him up. Oh, now. This time he thinks he has his man, and even Chris Lynn suspects he's right. It was so bravely bowled. The Kashi's gone slow and slower through the air, and he might just have got the big wicket and a bit of redemption.
Lynn is almost walking. He's not even waiting. Of course, the front foot has not been a problem. Again, a ball delivered really slowly. Gave it the kitchen sink. Couldn't connect. Where are you going, Chris Lynn? And why are you going wherever you're going? Because he declared himself out. He was almost past the 30-yard circle. Sees this and comes back. Incredible scenes.
Just want to have a listen to the conversation between the two, because he's such a charismatic young man, the keeper. He says, I thought I had you, Chris. But he says, so did I. Good glove work down the leg side this time.
Irrespective of where it goes, how it goes, a wicket is loading. Let's have a look again. Again was beaten by the slowness of the ball. Arjun was absolutely convinced.
I tell you, this is such brave bowling from Kushal Malla, because he's bowling 40 miles an hour here. Chris Lynn said, right, yep, I was nearly stumped once, I'm done this time. Gloves off, bat under the arm. And now pumps it down the ground for 6. Funny old game.
Quite a redemption, this one. Once again, bowled really slowly. But this was almost like a half tracker. A little shimmy. Flat batted over the bowler's head. This is proper Chris Lynn stuff. And he's not holding back now. I can tell you that much.
Oh, it's been the most extraordinary innings. Kushal Malla's dropped him. There was an inside edge in the previous over. We don't know how it missed the stumps. And now this one, has somehow evaded the leg stump again. 2 stumping appeals in the mire and in the mix as well, all happening.
Only one ball has hit the middle of the bat, and that actually landed in the stands. Everything else, Chris Lynn is just running his luck. Slowness of the surface, the slow nature of the bowler himself.
Goes quicker this time. So the previous over, whilst we were down with Jess, Akash, how did this one miss?
Whoa. Now twice in 2 overs this has happened. Incredible. And I have a feeling that Chris Lynn is surviving all of this and Puneet will get out. He'll try and smash it. If he doesn't get a boundary, I think right outside, after that strategic timeout, that'll be the end of Puneet.
Well, Kushal Mallet could have had 2 or 3 wickets potentially, but he's going to instead end up with 4 overs, none for 36, and it means at the halfway stage of the first innings, the Royals inserted to bat. Remember, it's time for the expert strategic timeout with the score 71 for 2.
Welcome back and welcome to the Festival of the Himalayas. All the razzmatazz, the glitz, the glory, the dancing in the aisles. My dear AC will reward one most energetic fan with a brand new air conditioner as the coolest fan of the day. Who will that be? She certainly is taking her claim. It's the Sudurpashchim Royals versus the Chitwan Rhinos as we just seeing the end of the expert education strategic timeout. That's out of the way. I'm Fazal Khalil. Very good evening. HD Ackerman.
Good evening, Fazal. Well, Chris Lynn's managed to stick around there, 42 from 33. Puneet's just walked to the wicket, really 3 from 7. But Lynn was given a life when he had single figures. And I'm pretty sure the Rhinos will be dreading that opportunity. Here's the new man, George Scrimshaw. His first game in NPL. He is a tall fella from Northampton. So I've got something in common with him. My father played for Northampton.
Wow, we just get to know a little bit more of HD every time I'm on air with him.
It's all on the internet.
Just very internet illiterate. Well, back to the action. Scrimshaw will be bowling from the Chobar Hills end. It's a lovely evening as usual here at the valley of Kathmandu, this magnificent stadium, shining in all its glory with the lights on. Just a little hold up in play. And just take a look at the umpire with Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw looks like he's on second floor and the umpire's on the ground floor. And all's well that ends well. Cross seam for Scrimshaw. Urgency in the running. No is the call, and the right one as well from Chris Lynn.
The one thing about Chris Lynn is that he prefers the pace on the ball. Yes, he can play against spin, no doubt about that, but being from Australia, he likes the ball coming on to the bat.
Well, he scoped really well, Chris Lynn, 42 of 33, 127 is strike rate. Down the ground, in the air, fielder backpedaling, just not able to get it. 2 runs in the middle of all this. Right time for Chris Lynn to just step on the gas.
As soon as there's pace on the ball, he's going to have a go at it. This doesn't find the middle of the bat. For a moment, the man at middle thinks he's in the game, but then realizes it's looping over. You know that there's going to be a winner here between Scrimshaw and Lynn.
Nice change up by Scrimshaw. Lucky on the occasion was Chris Lynn. Well, with the dew going to come in a little later in the evening, they need the score of 160. There it is, just slowing it up a little, clearly down the leg side, but a wild swish at it, perhaps that inner edge as well. And once again, nicely done. Oh, lovely smile there. Happy Dent, sparkling smile of the match. A Happy Dent hamper given away to the best smile every single day. A hamper coming your way. Young man, just keep it going, keep it smiling. 32 intact. A good over so far for Scrimshaw, just the 3 runs off it. He's just kept Lynn guessing in this over, not giving any width for him to free his arms.
The first delivery was pace on, and the next 3 have all been pace off, the deliveries to Chris Lynn, that is. Here just running his fingers down the side of the ball. We've seen him bowl the off cutter, we've seen him bowl the leg cutter now.
You see him bowling with his fingers across the seam. Wide call there by the umpire. You see a lot of bowlers bowling with that the fingers on cross seam. Any particular reason for that? Just think where it hits the seam. Touch unlucky, the bowler on that occasion. Just was trifle inside that tram line.
The bowlers will run up holding the ball cross seam in the hope that it possibly hits the seam and bounces a little bit, or it hits the flats and the shiny side of the ball, and then it keeps a little bit on the low side.
Yeah. For those who are wondering what that is, there it is. He's holding the ball across the seam. It lands on the seam. Oh, this time he picks it up really nicely. 1 bounce over the boundary cushions. Just the over they needed. 9 runs off it. 11 done. 80 for 2. The Sudurpashchim Royals. With 11 overs out of the way, 13 seems a little difficult, but what's manageable would be between 9 and 11, maybe 10 runs and over from here would take them to the score that they so much need, especially with the dew going to come in. The dew factor will play a very important part in the second innings. It was there, Just missing out on that opportunity, Chris Lynn. He's played really well. Chris Lynn has been the sheet anchor for them so far. They have the batting to follow, but he's the one who needs to see them through to that score of 160, maybe a little more than 165. Well, we all need a little bit of luck when we're playing T20 cricket, but just take a look at how Chris Lynn has survived.
Yeah, that's more than luck there. Kushal Malla would normally catch that in his sleep. It hasn't been his most fluent of innings. A couple of appeals for stump, which were turned down. And if he finds his straps, if he hits them, wide not called there. Yeah, if he does find his rhythm, beware. They'll get round that 170 mark if he does.
Fetching that from outside the off stump, a little agricultural, but will still get the single. He's looking to hit the ball really hard. Perhaps he just needs to focus a little bit more on the timing because of the slowness on the pitch. This time in the gap, one bounce. He's really batting well, is Puneet Mehra. He's doing the job that is asked of him. 493 fours for the tournament so far.
Picked his spot here. There's a man at long off, long on, excuse me, and a man at deep mid wicket, but he's quite square. So Puneet's able to get that between the two of them.
Down the track, this time it's in the air. There is a feel there. Very easy, very simple, very comfortable. David Malan is not gonna grasp those. Just as things were looking good for Sudurpashchim Royals, they lose another wicket.
Nice bit of bowling from Saif Zaid. He's been impressive. He comes around the wicket to go across the left-hander, and that angle takes it away and finds the leading edge or the outside edge and spirals to David Malan, who's now taken his second catch for the evening. Mehra goes for 13. It's 87 for 3.
You're watching match 24, the Sudurpashchim Royals, top of the table, versus the Rhinos, who so desperately need a win. They're doing well so far, as we see Harmeet Singh out there on the park. He has the opportunity. He's got a 50 earlier on against the Gorkhas. Can he just repeat a little cameo for them? Will be Scrimshaw again from the Chobar Hills end. He'll be bowling to Chris Lynn on 47 of 40. Once again with his fingers across the seam. It was in the slot, but no pace on it. That's the reason why, no timing. They'll still pick up 2 runs. They need a few boundaries from here.
Nice simple catch for David Malan.
On 49 is Chris Lynn. Will be his 50. 50 of 42 in a very crucial innings at a crucial time for the big built Chris Lynn, well played.
No big celebrations, just a little thumbs up, and I think that's an indication that Lynn knows he hasn't been at his very best, but the good players, they somehow get through that. When they're not at their best, they're still able to contribute in a significant way, and he knows that there'll be a point in this innings if he's still there, and that middle of the bat will be found, and then he'll be at his destructive best. But 50 nevertheless for the T20 superstar that is Chris Lynn. Right, here's Harmeet Singh on strike now, around the wicket, Scrimshaw.
Well, he has the opportunity to go downtown, mid-off and mid-on, both inside the circle. Will it be pace off? Oh, brilliantly held! Oh, just put him down on the second attempt. But I certainly feel Ravi Bopara has saved his team 4 runs. Well, is he claiming the catch? He is claiming the catch.
He doesn't know. He's indicated that he doesn't know whether he's caught the catch or not. He's palmed the ball up and then turned around and tried to catch it with one hand. And it spilled out again. And then when searching for it, he's almost found the ball in his hands, but I think this has hit the ground.
Just do that front foot check. That looks good. Legal delivery. We'll move on from there. And there it is. That's exactly where he was not sure whether he hit. And that ain't going to tell us the story. We'll need the other angle. Perhaps this will tell the story. It's in his grasp there. Now out of it. Oh, geez. Just looked to me that perhaps some part of that ball has touched the turf. It's more important what the TV umpire thinks rather than what we think out here in the commentary box. Waiting with bated breath is Harmeet Singh. Once more, it's out of control there, and it's right now where we'll there it is. Just I'm pretty sure that it some part of the ball has touched the turf. This will tell the story. I'm just waiting for the umpire to make his decision. Ravi Bopara there. What would it be?
I don't know if I can give this out. I think this ball touches his hand, then actually it bounces off his fingers and goes up in the air. Now it's whether he grabs it with his left hand. I'm not sure it hits the ground here. They're going to give this not out, which I think is the right decision. Definitely feel that some part of that ball did hit the ground, and Bopara indicated as such. When the catch was made, a number of his teammates ran towards him. He extended his arms as if to say, I actually don't know. There's a whole lot of things that happened when trying to attempt this catch. It was some attempt.
Well, there it is. Very, very clear that it bounced off the turf. Well, all's well that ends well. Harmeet Singh off the mark. Ravi Bopara has saved 3 runs for the team. Lynn back on strike. Scrimshaw from the Chobar Hills end. Just absolutely no timing against Scrimshaw for Chris Lynn. Perhaps just take one more look at it if possible. 11 runs in all will get them to 173. Harmeet Singh, he'll be feeling he should have got a boundary. It was struck really fiercely. It was just the brilliance of Bopara that saved the runs and almost converted that into a wicket. Now this time he didn't know too much about it, but it still got enough just to carry to the man there at deep fine leg. Ranjit is the fielder, the left arm spinner. Nice smart catch on the boundary cushions. Just The umpire has gone up to check whether he's taken it fairly and legally.
Doesn't seem to have problems with no balls, does George Scrimshaw, because that's absolutely fine as well. Ranjit Kumar on the boundary here does exceptionally well because the entire stadium held its breath while this was mid-flight. It all looks pretty good from there, but they'll just want to check that left leg, that left foot, to see if it gets anywhere near the cushioning. He looks as though he's well away from it, and that would be a safe catch. So a lovely catch from Ranjit Kumar. We'll see the end of the dangerous Harmeet Singh, who's played so many decisive innings for the Royals over the course of this 2 seasons. He is gone. He's only contributed one, the left-hander. Pretty sure we'll see him a little bit later with his left arm spin. It's 92 for 4.
Welcome back to the TU. Arif Sheikh makes his way into the middle. 42 his best. It's coming a little ahead of the skipper, Dipendra Singh Airi. It's holding him back, holding himself back is Airi, the skipper. Bowled well this over. Scrimshaw 1 for 14. Just on the brink of completing his second over. A good over by Scrimshaw, 5 runs and the wicket off it. 92 for 4, the Sudurpashchim Royals. Another beautiful sight of this magnificent facility, the TU International Cricket Stadium in the valley of Kathmandu, the foothills of the Himalayas. Really a picturesque stadium with the lights turned on and plenty of action out there in the middle. 4 of the wickets, 1 for 46 and 4 for 92. So a lot of work still remaining for Chris Lynn and Arif Sheikh. The Chitwan Rhinos will be feeling kind of vindicated. That's beautifully struck. Should come back for 2 with a little bit of misfield. Will get the opportunity to come back for 2, but the opportunity for Chris Lynn was there to go big over extra cover.
Tell you what, I don't think Rotella's laid a hand on this. I think it's hit his legs to prevent the ball from going for 4.
Finally makes good contact. That's gone into the crowds. He's hit it very wide, very nice and very handsome.
Well, they've waited patiently, the Royals faithful, for Chris Lynn to produce something that the world has seen so often. And here it is. That's out the middle.
Well, really just shimmied down the pitch, and that probably helped him get to the pitch of the ball. Can he do that once again? There it is, down the ground. That should be runs as well. 4 of them. 10 runs in 2 balls. The 100 coming up for the Sudurpashchim Royals. They're really turning on the heat at the TU.
This is powerfully struck down the ground. There's boundary riders on the long off and long off boundary, and wow, here we go. Here we go now. Bit between the teeth.
4 4s and 3 6s in that innings of 63 of 46. Just catapulting really his strike rate from 115 or 119 or to 137 And this is the moment, this is the over, and this is the man that they need to go after. Chris Lynn. He's in a really destructive mood. Shot this time, cut away, will be runs, and 4 of them. Chris Lynn is really breaking loose, timing the ball really well. What can I do? Feels the bowler, but you're just batting, you're just bowling to a really top-class batsman.
There's protection here, isn't there? But it's all up inside the 30-yard circle. There's 3 of them from point to backward point to almost a short third, but Safe bowls it wide and says if you can find the gap, you'll get 4.
Intelligent, just pushing it, looking for 2, but cleverly played this by Chris Lynn, just picking up the single. 17 runs, a big one for the Sudurpashchim Royals, just what they needed to get to that 170, perhaps maybe even more than that if he's there till the very end. Nicely bowled, just held that one back, takes the edge. A big over, there's 17 off it, 109 for the Royals. A big last over, the 17 runs off it.
1 over mid-wicket. 1 straight over the bowler's head. And then a little square cut to finish things off. Now that's better. That's what we know and love about Lynn.
Well, this is about the time where they really need to step on the gas. They need to get into overdrive mode. Spin or no spin, they need to go for it. 68 or 48 is best. Has had a mixed bag, really. Just that 31 against the Avengers. And just coming good when they really need him in the back end of the innings, the business end of the tournament. Once again, fiercely cut, but there is protection in the deep. The good thing is the timing is coming back, and he's being really fierce on anything that's pitch short. Oh, there is the question asked. He's very confident, the wicketkeeper. The umpire is going up for technology, and Arif Sheikh's heart will be in his mouth.
Keeper's confident, so is Arif Sheikh. Question is will that back leg, has it just dragged a little bit? No drama there. He's got room to play with. It has dragged. I think he's in. I think he's in. Any part of the foot that goes behind that line. I think it's from the other side, which there's a part of the foot behind the line. The other angle.
He had a very good last match with the bat, the wicket-keeper. Well, some part of that foot has to be behind the popping crease. What does the umpire think? Ravindra Vimalasiri says not out, and the right decision as well. And Arif Sheikh survives. Ranjit Kumar bowled that very intelligently, held it back a little slower, 74 Ks. Sweeps that more on length and hope than anything else. Or just a little misfield. That's extremely poor fielding there.
Well, it's not the first time that Rotella's had a little oopsie in the outfield. This one has cost a run. Ranjit Kumar has been very impressive here. 1 for 15.
Well, for me, the sweep shot is really a bailout shot. The batsman really doesn't know which shot to play, generally pulls out the sweep. There it is once again. Between 6s and 7s is the batsman lucky to survive. 113 for 4. Very good over this from the left-arm spinner Ranjit Kumar. Can he finish well? He's bowling to the big-hitting Chris Lynn. Can Chris Lynn just bludgeon one down the ground? Nicely bowled. Right in the block hole. Good end to the over. Just 4 runs off it. 15 done. 113 for 4.
Well, the final 5 are perfectly poised and exactly where the Royals would like to be. It was only a matter of time before Linsanity came to town. And when he gets in, he tends to go big. He's had more than a few moments of fortune, to say the least. But he's still there. And he set it up perfectly with a certain Dipendra Singh Airi still to come. As Rijan Dhaka will bowl his second. I wonder, is he going to be asked to bowl overs 16, 18 and 20? Helped round the corner, and helped round the corner for 4. Carlos Brathwaite joins me. We could be in for a furious final 5.
Real impetus is going into this innings. Chris Lynn. And Arif Sheikh. He's not missed a beat since he's come up there, and you can get boundaries. It doesn't always have to be a 6. How many balls out of these last 29 can you maximize?
Slower ball, but a lovely extension of the arms. Should get at least a couple. As Chris Lynn, who's been out there the entirety of the innings, does enough to get back. Now Carlos, he's had probably, what, 4 or 5 moments of real fortune, but it's been very entertaining nonetheless. 8 boundaries and all.
Yeah, when you see him start to give the spinner the stumps, you know he's feeling it. He loves to access the offside, and then it gives him the option to play that shot straight back as well. Hitting has gone from strength to strength, piercing the field, acknowledging his teammates. And he still ran well between the wickets. Good fitness.
Yeah, keeps himself in great nick, doesn't he? Be heading straight down from the Nepal Premier League, ideally from his and the Royals' perspective after the grand final on December 13th. To hook up with the Adelaide Strikers, where he'll be in big bash action down there. A little bit like Dawud Malan, some adjustment to the conditions, getting to understand how the game is played here in Nepal, identifying who the good bowlers are going around the league and how to counteract them and the surfaces. But it was always a matter of time before he came good, and he might just be thinking of 3 figures from here, because he certainly has the time to get there. Still 4 overs remain after this one. Good change of pace, that.
Yeah, and I like to look at it from both perspectives. It's an amazing challenge for Rijan. Can you execute in the final 5 against a world-class player like Chris Lynn? This is what the Nepal Premier League presents as an opportunity for young players. It's been a tough first over, but can you bring it back? Can your captain, Stuart Law is here, can your coach trust you as a death bowler?
No timing at all. In fact, it's so poorly hit, he'll probably get back for the second comfortably enough. And Carlos, you were in this just a couple of hours ago. The Omoda and Jakku's new Jakku J5. Best in segment specs, and if anyone hits one up onto that podium, 25,000 rupees. Heading towards local children's education. This is the real SUV. Brilliant. Oh, now that's harsh. I'll tell you, I think that is very, very harsh, because I think the batter is gone before the point of delivery, and I think it's a perfectly executed slower ball.
It's a batter's game, isn't it? He's gone across, foot well past the first red line. And that is incredibly harsh. And when you're thinking of planning your over, he's gotten out of his over. He's bowled an incredibly deceptive slow ball. Took Chris Lynn, gotten out of the over the dot, and then it's called a wide. It's going to be a difficult ball to come back from.
Big chance this one goes out the park now, just you watch. And that one is a wide. Keeper does well. That's the correct call. I'm just not sure about the previous one. We have two bowlers in the box here. I know you batted a bit better than I did, but yeah, certainly I think the previous wide very harsh.
Yeah, you plan your over and you think, last ball of the over, just let me get out of it. He's nailed a couple using the angle, then he went pace off, beat Chris Lynn, all ends up. When you turn around and see the outstretched arms of the umpire. What ball do you bowl now, Rijan? How do you close out this over? It's an important delivery.
Well done, young man. The throw with a direct hit might have been interesting, but it'll just be a single. He'll be a bit frustrated, Dakal, but that was an excellent over despite it going for 12. 125 for 4. A few concerning scenes whilst we're on the overbreak there, Carlos, for Chris Lynn, because not easy, is it? At his age, maybe a niggle with the hamstring. What's he asking him here?
But I thought he was confirming that the last ball wasn't a wide last over. And then he stretched down and touched the hamstring, and we saw a gesture to the bench. So I think he wants to retire.
Probably the last thing the bowler wants to see, because he knows that every single ball is going to be gone at, and gone at very hard.
Yeah, you think everything is going to go, and probably it's the time of the innings that it would have to go anyway, but you can see a little hop and a skip between the wickets. Not exactly running. You're not worried about Chris Lynn and him striking the ball. It's the batter at the other end. If he doesn't power it, can he come back for 2? Or with Chris Lynn at the other end, wounded, maybe not.
Pick up shots, and it's picked up many a mile. That's a fine hit. Might have gone in that window from Arif Sheikh. Short in stature, mighty by nature.
Who needs twos? A Sheikh stand and deliver. Beautifully picked up. And he sent it for a meal through the window. Good evasion from the cameraman.
Mind the windows, Arif. Trying to do his best Tino Best impression. Just as well the window was open, I think. Gone straight in through it.
It's a beautiful shot from this angle as well. Picked it up, held the pose, and watch the cameraman scurrying out of the way. Just about. We'll be waving back at you, my brother.
Attaboy, Darnay, duck and cover. Well played, Darnay. Supreme work on the mid-wicket cam. I tell you, there's a real chance the wheels come off here in these final 4 overs, because it's not just Lynn and Arif that are starting to hum. Dipender Singh Ari's to come.
Good test for Kushamala on screen as a skipper. Still young to captaincy. Get him in these sort of situations where he has to think, and then not only think but relay the message to his teammates, his troops, man his troops.
Fielder out at deep point. Oh, he comes in at first and then checks his run. Felt like this was a chance. I think Scrimshaw felt it was too. And right now, I just wonder, might we be seeing the end of Chris Lynn here, because he's really battling.
Yeah, you need to put your body on the line. The field I'm talking about, it's been pace off, so he's not had the pace on to slap it, and the fielder bailed out really, really early. Scrimshaw's asking for a little bit more effort, especially of Chris Lynn. You want that wicket in near retire, so you may see the back of him.
There's a fielder there, but not quite going to carry. Scrimshaw, that big 6'7" frame, not the style of bowler that Nepali batters will be too used to facing, although Arif Sheikh, of course, has that experience all around the world for the national team. Bowled nicely, isn't he, Scrimshaw? Added something different for the Rhinos.
Yeah, and watching him play in England a few seasons now, and played against him a few seasons ago, and you felt as though he was a one-trick pony at one time. He'd run in, he'd bang it, and on big square boundaries he'd force you to hit. He's added some couple slow balls to his arsenal, not afraid to go full.
Yeah, poor old Chris Lynn is just not getting them the way he wants, and he knows that Irie is sitting in reserve. I wonder, will he be selfless here? I think this could be this for Lynn, because every indication seems to be that he's going to retire. I think it'll be retire hurt as opposed to retire out. But we'll have to wait and see. 137 for 4. Here comes the Tiger, and not because of the fall of a wicket, but Chris Lynn is officially retired hurt. It will bring the Tiger himself to the crease. Dipender Singh Irie. Just wonder, is the PA going to announce him to the crowd?
The PA is sleeping.
He's checking on the retired hurt. Lynn retired hurt for 75. What can Irie do? Good start, pace on from Rajan Dakal. Certainly the running between the wickets is going to get a little swifter than it was for the last few overs.
This feels like a full circle moment. Remember us working together in the qualifiers, and you said Dipender Singh Irie is the best fielder in the world. And I was like, okay, Lenny, fair enough, Lenny, just chill. And then I played with him, and he ran out someone, bowling around the wicket with no short mid-wicket, running a single, direct hit. Most amazing piece of fielding that I've ever seen, and now I'm converted as well.
I will say you weren't the only one, Carlos. I think Ian Bishop thought I had two heads. Pommy and Banga was looking at me going, Lenny, I know you a long time, but you're like, come on, really? And Andy Flower was going, Lenny, I was told you know your cricket. I was very glad to receive that message from you from Toronto. PA's woken up, announced the main man. He is a gun fielder, and he's a great cricketer to watch.
Yeah, and a good person. As soon as he realized I was coming, he messaged and said, welcome to Nepal, my brother. So definitely have to catch up with him. But first, I want to see him go big and go big consistently. Finish this innings really well.
Good bowling. I've liked Rijan Dakal's comeback 2 overs here. Yeah, look, I think the importance of getting someone like a Dipender Singh Arya, Sandeep Lamachani, a Rohit Paudel, real icons, real leaders, Karan KC, Sampal Kami for Nepal. Not just their role playing for the national team, but like you said, playing with you at that GT20 in Canada. We've seen Kushal Malla get a few opportunities around the world as well. It just spreads the gospel of the game here. It explains to not just other fans, but other pros like yourself as to how good the standard of cricket is here in Nepal. But he hasn't got this. He's going to be lucky to see it fall short, but he's so quick, he will literally jog a second.
Yeah, I've been mightily impressed with Rijan. He didn't have the best start, but he just seems like one of those bowlers that you have to give him clarity. I felt that first over, he wasn't quite sure if he wanted to go across, the batter swing it back. He's come back with absolute clarity in these last 2 overs. He's going to throw it wide of off stump, almost on the wide line. He'll go from pace on and length to slow ball and wide. And he's nailed everything. It's been a joy to watch. Still 2 balls in this over, but he's been so good so far.
And he's been asked the most difficult task. It looks like 16, 18, 20, the last 3 overs from one end on the bounce. He's unlucky here, I'll tell you. Irie does enough to get it towards the rope. We'll probably have a boundary check here. But he deceived Dipender Singh Irie, and well, that could have gone anywhere.
And folks, regardless if this is a boundary or not, that ball is so important because he didn't want to get predictable. And then the body on the line, just see if he had contact with the ball and the boundary board at the same time. He needed to shave the hair off his knees. He looks very, very close to the rope.
We've had a few like this too close to call. It's Alpesh Ramjani, the subfielder from Uganda, who hasn't got a game yet for the Rhinos, but he did come on and drop a catch. He's been really unlucky not to play because he's such a fine left-arm spinner and left-handed batter. But the strength has been in the middle. Saif Zaid, Ravi Bapara. It's just very hard to force your way into this Rhinos side. I'm glad I'm not up in the 3rd umpire's box here. Whilst they continue on this, Carlos, just want to bring you back to 2 days ago. The days are merging into one. I think it was the day before you started with us. It was the only other day in this week 3 where we've had a fresh pitch. And in the night game, the Avengers made 201 for 2 thanks to Adam Rossington's century. And for much of the chase, the Yaks looked like they were going to do it because they were ahead of the rate, even as late as the 11th over. So I just wonder what the Royals need to get to. They're only 141 for 4. It might not be quite as good as 2 nights ago, different pitch, but it's a new pitch. And under lights, it just felt as though chasing might be easy because in the afternoon game, the Bolts halted down the Rhinos 176 with real ease, 15 balls to spare. Given his runs, not a boundary, so 2 saved. I just wonder, do they need a big final 2 overs here to be comfortable? Rijan Dakal's role will be crucial. Brilliant, outstanding skills. Might say none for 29, but he's doing a big job for his side. 144 for 4.
Three overs, if we can get 40 runs, maybe 45, 15 over, that's a clinical finish.
Chance, man there, dropped! Amar Singh Ratela, what have you done? And it might just be the loudest cheer of the tournament.
Fielding have let them down. The 150 has come up. George Scrimshaw using the deck again, picked up beautifully by Dipendra Singh Airi, but straight to the fielder. And he's just pushed it over. He has physio on the back of the shirt. Just wonder if that's an indication. More like De Gea, Onana, Schmeichel.
Playing a miss. A big moment, because when you think about exactly how important that might be, nobody's hit more sixes than this man in the final 5 overs at the MPL. Atmosphere sensational. Carlos, I know you'll have slipped Irie, run out chance, he's got to go, throw goes nowhere. I know you'll have played in front of bigger crowds than this. Can you remember one as fervorish or as passionate as this one?
Now the crowds have turned up. It's been impressive. Dipendra Singh Airi slipping and sliding, and did even go to his end. Scrimshaw looks rather upset. He doesn't feel he's getting support in the field, but no, the crowd has been definitely commendable. You can feel the roar from the crowd. It feels as though you can cut the tension with a knife.
Pace off. Irie stands and delivers. They are bouncing in the stands, and they've got their main man, including his mum up there, jumping for joy.
Brilliant ball striking from Dipendra Singh Airi, a whip of the wrist. And accessing over cover. And that's the change from Scrimshaw. To try to trick him into thinking it'll be length, and he went full. And Dipendra Singh Airi saw the half volley and dispatched it. It's looking ominous. 19 off 9, he is not a happy camper. What have he done?
Oh, it's hit the thigh pad, I think. Crucially, Scrimshaw will just be desperate to get out of his spell. Raucous does not do the crowd justice right now.
There's also the new rule with this first red line. So even if it didn't hit the pad, you'd think it was somewhere in between that red line and the stumps, with Dipendra Singh Airi having moved across. So it's never going to be a wide, or shouldn't have been given a wide. Fine leg now comes into the circle, mid-off, goes back. How do you finish, Scrimshaw? Dipendra Singh Airi is trying to get you.
Oh. Brilliant bowling and a great piece of keeping. Irie frustrated. Double bluff, thought it might have been the Yorker, goes into the surface. Scrimshaw 1 for 40, it's 158 for 4. One of the additions to this great new facility is that Red Bull fan zone. One of the great angles to see. It's got the new gen energy refresh. Your Babal energy. No, we're getting there. I keep trying to pronounce that right, but not yet. Very harsh critics in the commentary box, our scorers. Here comes Rajan Dakal. It's the 20th and final. Big over this one. I'm surprised Irie doesn't run the bye, to be honest. I thought he would have liked to get on strike.
But I'll tell you what, I'll give the keeper a lot of credit. Arjun Saud has his glove off. He knows Dipendra Singh Airi wants to scamper a bye. He has one glove off and he's ready to shy at the stumps. This is good awareness.
He's done everything perfectly apart from judge the stumpings. I think he reckoned he had 4 or 5 tonight. Goes pace on, skews away, will skip across the outfield. Gonna get close to the rope and will tease Bapara for 4. It's unlucky for Rijan Dakal. Crucial boundary for the Royals, moves them into the 160s.
Peeling off the outside edge. The angle working against Rijan on this time and just keeping Bapara interested long enough, but he lost the race. Rijan, that is unfortunate, but you are doing a good job, sir. 4 balls left to bowl, 4 very important deliveries. This can decide the course of this game.
Couldn't agree more with you. 170 or less. I think the Rhinos, they might not have taken it at the start of the match, but they'll be confident or will feel as though they can chase it down if they bat well. They've got a very deep batting lineup. If Dipendra Singh Airee hits 3 biggies here, they get up to 180 plus. Different game.
This is the beauty of T20 cricket. Every ball means so much. Rijan's first over went for 14, I think. He's brought it back so well, 20 in the next 2.3. But then these 3 deliveries can spoil his figures again. It's all about how you finish. And finishing at a man that knows how to finish.
And that one is a wide. That's okay. Right decision from Lyndon Hannibal from Sri Lanka. Obviously he's got the shorter side and the leg side, so what's he trying to do here? Everything needs to be angling across.
Yeah, but what I've loved of how he's used the angle, he's not just run in and bowl every single ball the same. The only thing that's been the same is the angle across the right-hander. But he's gone pace on and full, he's gone pace on and into the wicket, and then he's also gone pace off, messing with the swing of the batters. So he has a few options and he's using them.
Slower ball, smash towards deep cover. Who actually does really well. Excellent effort, but Airee will always get home for 2. He's so quick. Kamal Singh Airee, body on the line. I think that's 2 run save for me.
You have to love that commitment in the field. Heard it off the boundary, dive forward. Got back up, shades, cap loose. Fired in a return. I think they may have a look upstairs. As we expected, Dipendra Singh Airee home and home quite comfortably, but good effort in the field.
I told you, Arjun Saud thinks everything is out. There's nothing he doesn't appeal for. Airee is so fast, he's just a blur in that replay. Comfortably home, crucially back on strike too. Another roar as the Tiger survives. 2 balls left, what can he do? 2 crucial balls. To the immediate call, no doubt Airee will get there comfortably. But only the 1 boundary in the final over. You can just sense from the crowd they're not quite unleashing to their full degree.
Final ball upon us, and you can feel the jeopardy. It goes for 6, you get up to 170 and chase 175. If you get a dot or a wicket, maybe even a single, you only chase 170. How much can 5 runs mean at the back end of this game? Rijan, all down to you.
Well, it's a left-handed Dipendra Singh Airee to finish. We call him the 3-dimensional cricketer. He might have just entered the 4th dimension, not too effectively though, as it'll just be a single. And it's not often you'll look at a scorecard and see 4 overs, none for 40 and say he was one of the heroes with the ball, but great credit to Rijan Dakal. Bowled the 3 hardest overs of the match, 16, 18 and 20, and he stood up to be counted. And the Rhinos, with 170 to win, are right in this contest.
They'd have to back themselves. The underlights, potentially a little bit of dew would fall, the wicket would get better and easier to bat on. I think if you had to offer them that at the toss, they'd take it. 170 to win. You get a good start with bat in hand, you have that power-packed middle order, you're more than set up to win the game. But it was that man, Chris Lynn, finally coming to the party, and coming to the party in a big way. 75 off 56 balls. Was a little measured through the power play, but then really cycled through the gears, and then a solid and strong finish from Ari Sheikh and Dipendra Singh Airi. Both getting 24, one off 16, one off 14 deliveries. Partnership's always important, and you felt as though they always had a partnership together, the Royals, starting with Binod and Lynn through the power play, Puneet and Lynn through the middle, Arif and Lynn before Lynn retired hurt, and then to finish off 32 from 19 between Arif and Dipendra Singh Airi.
For the bowlers, I think from memory it might be the first game only 5 bowlers have been used. Feels like every other game there's been 6, 7, 8 bowlers very frequently called upon, but tonight Kushal Malla stuck with the 5. Thought he was probably unlucky to be wicketless with none for 36. The pick of them, no doubt about it, the left arm spin of Ranjit Kumar, who had 1 for 16, including 13 dots. 2 wickets for safe save against his former team, and Scrimshaw, his MPL debut, 1 for 40. See each of the phases here. It was probably the middle phase where the Rhinos just battled back with those 3 wickets, but then it was an unbroken final 5 overs with 56 runs that has driven this total of 169 for the Sudurpashchim Royals. Okay, let's get down to Jess Crow for some immediate reaction.
I'm joined here mid-innings by Saif. Saif, 2 wickets for yourself. How was it out there in the middle?
Yeah, it was quite tough. You know, obviously they got off to a pretty good start. Bowling someone like Chris Lynn is pretty tough any phase of the game. But you know, 170 we think is chaseable, and definitely give it a good go.
And when a team does get off to a good start like that, does your plan of attack maybe adapt slightly?
I wouldn't say so. I think just trying to go runnable if we could, and you know, if we pick up a few wickets and you know, try to stem the flow a little bit. But he did play a really good knock. A few things went against us, but you know, that's part of the game, and yeah, hopefully we can chase this down.
And of course, you know, sitting at 6th on the table, it's sort of a must-win match for you, really, almost. What was the team approach stepping onto the field today?
It was it's a do-or-die match for us. You know, we've played some good cricket, we've played some bad cricket, so hopefully we can, you know, get over the line today, and yeah, hopefully we can qualify and you know, put that all to rest.
Of course, and looking at the comp as a whole, then, who have been some standout performers for you?
For us, I mean, you can't go past Ravi. You know, he's been class. I've been lucky enough to play with him for the last few years as well. But you know, we've got some good young talent. Our captain, Kushal Malla, our left arm spinner, Ranjit, he's been pretty good. But yeah, it's an amazing comp, and I love to be here. But yeah, I don't want to go home just yet. So hopefully we can win tonight.
Of course. And 170. How confident are you in defending that? Chasing, sorry.
Chasing. Yeah, chasing. No, I like to think we've got a good chance. We've got a good, strong batting lineup, and yeah, we'll give it everything we got, and hopefully we can get over the line.
Well, great work again, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Back to comms.
Yeah, thank you, Jess, and thank you, Saif, for all of your insights. Let's get a look at the best of the first innings. Big moment, that one. Chris Lynn was walking off. I think he was on 4 at the time. Kushal Malla dropped the dolly, and it proved very costly because the big Australian went on to be the highest scorer of the innings, hitting 8 boundaries in his 56-ball stay. That was Binod Bandari's dismissal. Singh Ratella just about holding on. Then Isham Pandey came and went very quickly for 1. Puneet Mehra looked like a guy who probably hasn't played a lot of cricket of late before he was dismissed off the bowling of Saif Zaid. His easy catch was held by Dawud Malan, and then nearly the most incredible catch you'd ever see before Harmeet Singh was bounced out by George Scrimshaw. Good catch right on the rope in front of his dugout from Ranjit Kumar. Lynn got to 50, but he never looked happy. He really struggled with, I think it was a hamstring. Ali Sheikh hit a massive 6 that nearly took out our deep mid-wicket cameraman and went in through an open window. And Dipendra Singh Airi was dropped, which proved not just costly in terms of the 6, but then the follow-up as Airi hit a couple of big ones. Arif Sheikh played nicely. Both made 24. And Arjun Saud describing how well Rijan Dakal bowled at the death. So it's all to play for here at the TU International Cricket Ground. The Sudurpashchim Royals will seal a top 2 spot with a win, but the Chitwan Rhinos are desperate for a victory themselves to keep in the playoff mix. We'll have all the action in just a few minutes' time, where the Rhinos will need 170 to win.
Good evening and welcome back. It's the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League Season 2 Match 24. The Sudurpashchim Royals versus the Chitwan Rhinos, and we are coming to you live from the TU International Cricket Ground here in this beautiful valley of Kathmandu. We're at the foothills of the very famous Himalayas as the Sudurpashchim Royals put into bat. Got off to a bit of a flyer. Chris Lynn there, very lucky to get to that 75, but 75 really good runs for the Royals. And then just a little drop there before Arif Sheikh and the skipper Dipendra Singh Airi, who played a nice little cameo taking them to that score of 169 for 4 with 10 extras in it. Well, he played really well, scratched around a little bit to start off with, was lucky on a couple of occasions, but he did play some really breathtaking cricket. He backed himself and he hit some big ones as well. Cut with ferocity, hit them down the ground, bludgeoned them over the top. Really fierce on anything that was pitched short. A really good, well-compiled 50 for Chris Lynn in a very important innings for the Sudurpashchim Royals. They are sitting pretty at the top of the tree, but how well did they bowl? 1 wicket for Ranjit Kumar, the left-arm spinner. Saif Zayed, who was the man of the series in the first edition of the NPL, 2 for 35 for him, and 1 wicket for George Scrimshaw. 169 for 4 is what they restricted to the very famed batting lineup of the Royals. And there it is. When the Chitwan Rhinos come out to bat, they'll need 170 from 20 overs at a required rate of 8.5 to the over. They are in a huddle. The last minute interaction between the coach, the captain and the players. We're just moments away from start of the run chase. Very interesting run chase it would be on this lovely evening here in the valley. I'm Fazal Khalil, and very good evening to Akash Chopra all the way from India. Someone who's really had a fabulous first-class career, an international career, and a really good broadcaster as well. Welcome to the show, Akash.
Thank you so much. Absolutely delighted to be here. The vibe of this stadium, when the Royals were out with the bat, you have to be here to feel it, to see it. Of course, there's a bit of a lull right now because they're waiting for their favorite team. You'll see more yellow than any other color is what I've been reliably informed. And they were dancing in the aisles when their skipper, their favorite player, Dipender Singh Airy, was smashing them. 2 officials making their way out. Because Royals are safe, they're happy, they're secure. Can't say the same for Rhinos. They need a win to stay afloat. 170 runs needed of 120 odd balls. What about the dew? Does that play a role when you come out to bat in the second innings?
Well, certainly does. So 169, 170 that the Rhinos need to get. They'll be mindful of that fact that the ball does come on. Very difficult to grip it for the spinners. It gets a little soapy, and with the dew, the ball comes nicely onto the bat as well. So they'll be really aware of that fact. So the 169, perhaps they should play it like 155, maybe 160, and that would help them and keep them in good stead to just construct the innings. But I do repeat that the first 6 overs will be really critical, especially with just 2 fielders out of that 30-yard circle. They will really be in it. The Chitwan Rhinos. David Malan, who played so well the other evening, 390 matches, over 10,000 runs, a strike rate of 131, 73 50s, 500s, and no better stage for David Malan than what we're seeing out here at the TU International Ground at the foothills of the Himalayas. And the youngster Arjun Saud, the wicketkeeper, who played really well, who played that able allies role to David Malan in the game that just went by, 12 matches. The 52 against the Bolts was the innings that I was talking about. He really set the pace and the tempo for David Malan to kind of explode, Akash.
It was quite efficient behind the stumps with the gloves on as well, Arjun. Well, they're starting, of course, the skipper is starting himself, Dipender Singh Airy. 15 matches, 15 wickets. Acceptable economy for T20s.
We're just moments away from start of the run chase. It's match 24, the Sudurpashchim Royals versus the Chitwan Rhinos. The crowd, the noise levels are really high, and we're off and away. Off the mark straight away is Arjun Saud in this run chase. We're coming to you live from the TU International Cricket Stadium here in Kathmandu.
Left and right hand combination at the top for the Rhinos. Saud is off the mark. David Malan. It's got a slip in place for Malan as well. And there was a time in Malan's career when he was #1 in the T20I rankings. And some sort of a record of consecutive 50s as well. Took a couple of decent catches in the field today. Now is the turn with the bat.
Nice fluent extra cover drive. We'll just race to that boundary. Lovely outfield here, a little bit drenched with the dew, but it just kissed every blade of grass on the way to the boundary, didn't it?
Ensel super 4. All timing, all class. Didn't try to hit it hard. Oh, just trying to hit the gap, and he managed to do that. And result of which, the slip is out. There is another fielder in that covers region trying to block that boundary now.
Nicely bowled. Akash, you've just joined us today. You just take a look at the vibe around here. Enjoying yourself in Nepal, I'm sure you are.
Absolutely. The crowd erupts because they think it's not a bump ball. But the vibe is incredible. Just think about it. That there is a team, of course, they're #1 on the table, but they've qualified. It's a weekday. We have a packed house. It is incredible. This atmosphere. I keep repeating myself, you have to be here to believe it, to feel it.
Just priming himself is David Malan. End of over #1. The Rhinos 5 for none. Just take a look at how packed this stadium is, especially when Sudurpashchim Royals play. There's not a seat available for love or money. All seats taken. They're packed to the rafters, really enjoying themselves. Nice to see everyone who come here have a team to support. A lot of support for the Biratnagar Kings as well, as we see Scott Kugelheim from the Chobar Hills. 15th match, 25 wickets, very good economy, 1 5-wicket haul, and they'll be really looking for him to deliver this evening. Straight away off the mark. Oh, that needed a direct hit. They needed a direct hit, and just get the feeling that Arjun Saud would be on his way back had he struck the stumps.
If you want to take on a fielder's arm, you won't choose Harry for that. Lucky to be still there. He's got a record of direct hits, consecutive direct hits. And he's rapid across the turf. Got to the ball in a flash. Got rid of it immediately as well. 9 out of 10 times he finds the stumps. Missed this time around. Saud survives to tell the tale.
The last person you'd want to risk a run to will be Dipendra Singh Airi. And if he gets a wicket or a run out, the celebration is what the crowd come here to see. Nicely bowled, tucks him up for room, but they'll still get the single. This is good running. In T20 cricket, you need urgency such as this.
Well, Arjun has been on the receiving end on 2 consecutive deliveries. First, it was his own call. Second time, Malan called him. Scott Kugelheim, a wicket taker. He's rapid. I won't be surprised if he's amongst the wickets today as well.
And he certainly can turn up the heat. He just gets the ball to rise from a length. Good hard length by him here. I've seen his father play, surprisingly, Akash, many years ago. Scott Kugelheim. I remember at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, Richard Hadley needed 1 wicket to go ahead of Dennis Lilly. And Arun Lal was caught by Kugelheim off the bowling of Richard Hadley. And I just walked into the stadium, that's what I saw. And I can still remember that.
You don't look that old.
It was 1988.
I was only 11 years old back then. How old were you at that time? Another single. And that's what they're doing. They're taking a single of every ball that they played in this over. 4 singles to start the Kugelheim over.
Nicely bowled in that block hole. Always difficult. Slight tail in to the left hander. Yeah, just to answer your question, I was all of 15 years old. And as a 15-year-old cricketer in age group cricket, I'm sure you would have got it as well. We get 1 pass to come there and watch a match, which we did. And I walked in and I saw that catch at 3rd slip. Dug nicely, beautifully struck this, hit that one bounce over the boundary cushions. He's really looking good after that innings the other evening, Arjun Saud. 499 boundaries in the tournament so far, none better than this.
4 singles followed by a boundary. And this time, Ansel Super 4 has come courtesy. Arjun picking the length quite quickly. Just swiveled, didn't really go deep inside the crease. Trusted the bounce and the pace. An important boundary.
He picked it really early and put it away in front of square. This time in the air, over the top, will be boundary as well. Oh, that's nicely stopped. Nicely pulled in by the fielder at 3rd. Well, in pursuit of 170 after 2. 13 for none. Before we just take a look at that boundary check, the umpire just wants to make sure. It looked pretty good to me. There it is, that back foot. Oh, geez. Just an effort in vain. Just wait for the 3rd umpire's confirmation. There it is, a boundary signal in the right one as well. After 2, the Rhinos 17 for none. Just not coming onto the bat. We've seen this happen on multiple occasions in the game so far. Just a little dry, the surface in the afternoon, but with the dew here, perhaps would come on a little better. Suit David Malan. Oh, geez, what a throw this! And just wait for the celebration. There it is, the very famous somersault. Dipendra Singh Airi, you little beauty. Don't take a chance when the ball is anywhere close to that man. Dipendra Singh Airi is the name.
Well, it was his own call. David Malan knew what he was doing. Quick across the turf, and look at that. 1 stump to aim at. Red Bull energetic moment of the match. And this cartwheel. My visit to Kathmandu is worth it now. David Malan dismissed for 6, a direct hit by the captain.
You need pieces of brilliance there to get rid of someone like David Malan. Saif Zaeb, who's one of the best players in the tournament, was the player of the tournament in the first season. A lot of work for him to do, a little bit of turn, a little bit of bounce as well. But how good was this piece of fielding of your own bowling? Just take a look at this piece of brilliance.
Lo and behold, this is incredible stuff.
Well, that'll be some runs as well, a couple of them. Just a single. But just take a look at the celebration after that throw, Akash.
This is brilliant. You're in the wrong sport, sir. I mean, direct hit, the movement across the turf, and then the cartwheel. He's a gymnast.
A good over this. A run and the run out. 18 for 1, the Rhinos. Well, they certainly have the moves, they know how to jive, they've got the timing right. The DJ is belting out their favorite tunes. And just a little serious there. Perhaps they're cheering for the Rhinos. But at the moment, the Sudurpashchim Royals with their noses in front. Arjun saw the wicket-keeper, a lot of work for him and Zaeb together. Take a look at the section of the crowd there. These are the new stadium that's built around. Oh, beautifully struck this. Really gorgeous shot. Just relied on timing and gets the result that he desired.
501 boundaries this season of the NPL. Hit a boundary in the previous over as well. That was slightly short. This one was almost like a pickup shot. Once again drifting down the leg side, Scott Kugelheim. He'll have to either starts from slightly outside off or get his field positions right, but this is surreal in a sense. I mean, look at the crowd.
Nicely bowled, tucks him up, nice hard length. Yeah, you're right, absolutely. It is surreal here. I was told that these were all grassed banks last year, and they've put up these permanent structures, the stands, making it convenient for the spectators. There you see it in the background. They were all grassed banks earlier. Now they're properly constructed seats there for the paying public to come and enjoy some of the best cricket that they'll ever get to see. Lovely, really good bowling this. Experience to the fore. Scotty Kugelheim mixing it up a little bit.
Change of pace, the off-spin variation. It gripped the surface a little. And thank God there was no Dipendra Singh Eri getting to the ball.
Absolutely, I mean, he was a little cross with his partner. Arjun saw it saying, what is going on? We don't need another run out. Along with these magnificent facilities here, Akash, are the floodlights as well. We didn't have them last year. Nicely bowled, really nicely bowled. Just take a look at these lights. These were not there last year. They used to play really early in the morning and in the afternoon. Now the public after work can come and get a sight of this beautiful facility at the night time.
And not just the paying public, actually. You talk about the players, the Nepalese players more so. Because all international cricket at T20 format happens at night. So you really want to get used to playing under lights. Otherwise, you find it really difficult when you reach the world stage, an ICC knockout event.
Down the track and just grasped that opportunity, and Dipendra saying, Irie can't do it, no one will.
Got the bottom of the bat. Was catchable. Should have been caught. Didn't have enough power in the shot.
Good end to the over. Just the 4 runs off it. In pursuit of 170, the Rhinos 22 for 1. Nepal Premier League 2025. You're in season 2 and things are really looking good and hotting up in the tournament as we come to the business end of things. The third over for the skipper. This time just pulling back.
He's almost terrorizing the batters. If it is anywhere close to Dipender Singh Airy, under normal circumstances you'll just jog to the crease, but if he is around, you sprint, you gallop.
Down the ground, straight to the man. Scotty Kugelheim, the fielder there, he's not going to miss out those opportunities. A relatively easy catch, a regulation catch, and Dipendra Singh Airy in the thick of things once again.
Got the bottom of the bat one more time. Got a reprieve. Dipender Singh Airy was the guy who couldn't hold on to the catch. The same combination, actually. Scott Kugelheim was the bowler then. This time he's the catcher. Dipender Singh Airy once again in the thick of action. Arjun dismissed for 16.
Ravi Bopara in the house. 14 matches, 134, strike rate 493 runs, 650s. That 66 against the Lions was really a very good innings under very tough circumstances. There is a slip in place. Straight away off the mark is Ravi Bopara. A lot depends on him. But Akash, I just wanted to ask you a question. in a crunch game like this, would you rather bat first, put the runs on the board, and put the match completely out of the reach of the batting team who come in and chase? Or would you like to just assess the situation, consider the due, and try and set a total?
I think the conditions. It is likely to be easier to chase irrespective of the stage where you find yourself in. You choose to bowl first if you get the opportunity and chase it down. Of course, you need to back yourself to chase totals, right? Yes, there will be some amount of pressure of the scoreboard. Like in this case, of course, you're chasing nearly 170. But then so be it. If you don't win, you don't chase it down, you don't deserve to qualify, do you?
Down the track, we'll take the single to end the 5th over. The Chitwan Rhinos, after 5, 25 for 2.
Very good in his 16 and 15. Just trying to go for the big shot, perished. Good to see Zeb promoted in the batting order in a very crucial chase. Very good evening, HT Ackerman.
Good evening, Mikhail. They're just such a difficult side to beat, aren't they? Well, this is a nice little story. Hikmat Mahara coming into the side for the first time. Local lad from Sudurpashchim.
Yeah, it's a lovely story, Hikmat Mahara, and I have to bring it to the audience and to you as well. Done exceedingly well. We'll take a look at this delivery once again. He beat the speed contest by bowling 131 kilometers per hour, and he got sponsored for training at the NCA. In fact, he's bowled to Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul as well. He is an iconic player whom they found in the talent hunt. He won that, and now he's in the playing 11. What a story.
Yeah, the Royals, they did this exactly the same thing last year. As soon as they're in the qualifiers, they give other opportunities to their squad players. Particularly for this young man to get this opportunity. I mean, he might get another game if they win this one. But you might find they go back to someone like Dami later on in the competition, who's had a good competition so far.
Sliced, gave the charge, and they'll run away for a 4. You'd want to believe that both these batters may just try taking on the arm of the youngster and put him under some kind of pressure here. Not a bad idea if the Rhinos need to find a move on.
Little change to the batting order as well, with Dev Kunal sliding down, so the Rhinos obviously acknowledge that they need, arguably or debatably, their best 2 players at the wicket now. I mean, no disrespect to Dawid Malan, we know he's a sensational player, but these 2 have been here last year, tasted success. They're here again, Bapara and Saif Zaid.
Oh, he's miscued this one. Nice shot delivery, caught the batter by surprise, and it's been pouched. He gets his man. He gets his maiden wicket in his very first over, Hikmat Mahara, and it's a lovely story playing out for the youngster. What an evening here for this boy.
Brilliant. These are the moments. This is why these leagues are put together, for these moments. A young man plucked from obscurity has now got rid of a prospective England international in save Zabe. He goes for 6, it's 30 for 3.
Yeah, it's often said the comebacks are so important. Kushal Malla, what an outing for the captain here. What a big game as well. In a must-win from here on. Decided to field first, now chasing 170, 30 for 3. 3 top-order batters back in the dugout, slip in place for the left-handed batter. Good captaincy by Dipendra Singh Airi. And this young boy, Hikmat Mahra, is fired up. Looks a good surface. I want to believe almost 165 was chased in the previous game. They lost by 13, 170 under lights.
That skipped on. Yeah, new pitch. Pitch number 6. First time it's being used today. And as has been the case in every single match that's been played on a new pitch, we've seen some high scoring games. They get, when I say they get progressively worse, that I don't mean they get bad, but they get progressively a little tougher to bat on as the traffic takes its toll and the sun in the afternoon and the lack of opportunity to put moisture in the pitch.
Yeah, he's showing good signs, this youngster. Oh, they're hitting the stumps this evening, needless. And that'll concede an extra run. Ideally, you'd want to keep the new batter on strike. But both are new at the moment. That's how the story has panned out. Now, I really like this entire approach of Hikmat Mahra, HD. Just the way he came back after being hit for a 4.
Getting a little excited there. It's the man who took the catch. Out of Sheikh.
Slashed hard, and that will clatter into the Toblerones. Short and wide. Kushal Malla says, thank you very much. Just the ball I need to feel good early in my innings. 36 for 3, we are done with the power play. Match number 24 in progress. 6 overs done. Power play out of the equation. And here is Harmeet Singh. What a tournament he's having for the Sudurpashchim Royals. Wickets, runs, catches. He's doing everything right. He's had a great career so far in the Nepal Premier League. It's quality versus quality when you see Harmeet bowling to Bopara. Just the contest makes it so interesting, HD.
And every time Harmeet comes, you know it's a critical period. That when he comes on to bowl, if the opposition want any chance of winning, they can't afford for him to get in the wickets column more than twice. And also, he's very economical. And there's a reason behind that. So you don't try and take him down by taking him for 50 or 60. You know that if you've played Harmeet Singh very well, he's gone for 30. And you've played him well.
Malla will certainly have a thing or two running in his mind to take on the left-arm spinner with a turn coming into him. Harmeet, in all the games, has accounted for a wicket, but only one he's missed out on, that being the last. And the minimum he's taking in each match is at least 2 wickets. That's been his impact. Particularly against the right-handers, I believe. He's had a good outing. We'll try getting some numbers to show how much of an impression he's made. Turn on offer when you toss it up. Harmeet Singh versus right-handed batters in NPL 2025 between 7 to 5. Yeah, he's got a heap of wickets there. Yeah, he'll mix it up. Nicely played in the gap. You push for 2 if you run better, but it's a strong arm of Kugaline. He'll keep it to 1.
Here's the matchup. Kushal Mala, the left-hander facing the left-arm spinner. Now, Harmeet Singh will still back himself to get rid of the captain of the Rhinos. But this might be an opportunity that Kushal Mala looks at and say, you know what, if my team's going to win this game, if we're going to get any further in this competition, I might be the one to have to take on Harmeet Singh.
Nicely played. Plays it late. Couple of runs here. You can see a deliberate ploy here by Harmeet, not to really give it a lot of air or get it too close. He's just trying to keep it wide.
And if he gets it in and around off stump and it's too full, he'll disappear over long on or deep mid-wicket. Let's drag that length back.
A bit of a misfield, and it goes for a 4. Kugaline has set very high standards for himself in the field. Just a minor blip here, but like you rightly pointed out, HT, anything close in that slot, Malla will go after it. 9 runs coming off over number 7, 45 for 3. Yeah, it's been a mix of spin and pace here for Dipendra Singh Airi. He began proceedings, got Kugaline, then he brings another seamer, brings a spinner and Harmeet. What a start for this young boy. Something's not impressed Ravi Bopara over there. Almost pressed the abort button. Oh, the side screen, that's illuminated. Now it goes dark. Just the right time to head down to Jess Crow. I believe she has someone special alongside her. Take it away, Jess.
That's right, I'm joined here by Josh Brown. Josh, an excellent start for the Royals so far. What have you made of it here tonight?
Yeah, the boys have been unreal. Like, I haven't got as many runs as I would have liked, but that's just cricket. But no, they've done well, put a nice score on the board, so hopefully our bowlers do the job now.
Of course, you've had a very successful competition overall as a team. What's been key to that success, do you think?
I'd say probably our bonding. Like, we've bonded really quick as a team. You know, we've got some unbelievable local talent, which is, yeah, I think, I can't speak too much, but I think that they're probably the best locals that we've got.
Great stuff. And I've heard a lot about that team bonding and how well you've gelled together. Are there any main guys in the team who have been sort of the main focus of that?
Well, DP has been big on it. Obviously, Linny, you know, that's one of his big values as well. Is like, the quicker you get the team together, the better it's going to be in the long run.
Of course, and we've seen the crowd come in, game in, game out, in numbers. Obviously, very, very big Royal supporters here as well. How nice has it been to feel the support on the pitch?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Like, even just standing here before the interview, they started yelling out to me and I'm not even playing. So when you're out there, it's an amazing atmosphere. So shout out to all the Sudurpashchim fans.
And with 170 on the board tonight, was the team pretty confident stepping out and defending that?
Yeah, with the way our bowlers have been going, like, obviously it's a pretty nice wicket, so, you know, T20 is one of those games. Hopefully all it takes is one person to come off.
Of course. Well, great work and all the best for you and the team.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Thank you. Back to comms.
Thanks, Jess. No way is Josh Brown coming out to field, HT, with the beanie and the jacket out there. I just wonder, has he been summoned rather to go there to field for some time? He'll say, no, I'm in the finer confines of my dugout.
Must be a bit chilly out there.
Nice shot delivery there. Got to direct it really well if you're getting it. Talk about the well-directed bouncer.
Yeah, Mala does tend to press on that front foot, so nothing wrong with just seeing what may happen. But it was a good height as well. Any lower than that, and the left-hander will have a flap at it.
Wow, what an effort. That man, Arif Sheikh, has just taken a catch some time back. But look at that for commitment and agility. That's the toughest position to field in.
Goes in clean as well. Nice.
Something about the Royals. Not just this season, last season as well. Slower delivery, good change of pace. He's only going to get better, this boy, Hikmat Mahra.
Quite a nice action as well, doesn't he? Nice economical run-up, good gather. It's not a mixed action or anything. You look at it and think, well, could stay injury-free for a while. I say for a while because it's not a mixed action, a nice side-on action.
A change in the field. Deep third comes into the circle. Deep mid-wicket, long gone, deep backward square leg, long off, and deep backward point here for Mahra. Another slower delivery, good change of pace, and a very good tidy over as well. Just the 3 runs coming off it. 48 for 3. Great scenes, full house, lovely evening, yeah. We've seen some wonderful cricket on display as well. And if you want to catch all the action, all you need to do is just download and subscribe to the Dish Home Go app, the official OTT streaming platform of the Nepal Premier League 2025. It's streaming worldwide except India. So if you're anywhere outside of India, you know your destination. It's the Dish Home Go app. Well, he's has always been a revelation with the ball. Can be very understated and underrated is Avinash Bohra, but he's accumulated the wickets this season as well. Great economy, 4 for 30 is best, and sometimes I feel his Irish go-to men. Here the call, 2-2-2. Nicely fielded. We'll keep it to 1.
It almost looks innocuous, doesn't it? But the man's got 11 wickets over the course of the tournament. I know that he's used almost at the back end of the innings as well, when there are the possibility to take wickets when the chase is on, but bowls a good Yorker. So he's got tremendous skill. Lacks a little bit of pace, but makes up in skill. 4 for 30 against the Bolts. An ever-improving bowling performance.
Yeah, and he's been amongst wickets in every game. I had a chat with Dipendra Singh Airi at the presentation when Bohra put up a good bowling performance. He said, today I'm even more happy because I've categorically stated to Bohra that you're my death over specialist and you need to win me games, and he's done just that. Just goes to show how much the captain banks on players like Bohra.
A 4 for 30 against the Bolts. He was helped by some good catching. He's got great variations of pace. Bowls a good Yorker. It's that variation of pace at the back end of the innings that sees him reap the rewards.
Courtesy that single, the 50 also coming up in the 9th over. Yeah, you come to play the Harmeet Singhs and the Scott Kugelines, and he walks away with a back full of wickets to lead the pack.
That's why you're often described as a bowling unit. Every single bowler complements each other. Some attacks will be all the same. Batters get used to that. Kugeline does well. Comes off the boundary to prevent the overthrow. You can have an attack which has got 4 seamers and they all bowl with nice clean actions, seam up. Batters get used to that and someone gets taken down. But when you've got different bowlers, so you've got a Kugeline who's nice and tall, and you've got Harmeet Singh with his left arm spin, gives it a bit of air. Dipendra Singh airy, off spin, nice and flat, gets through his overs quickly. And then you've got Bahara here who a bit round arm, not so quick, but nice little variations of pace. All very different.
Oh, he skied this one. Kugeline watches it go over his head. He may have got the toe end of the bat for a brief moment, Bopara, but he's got enough on it as well. And after 12 deliveries, the Rhinos find the boundary. And that's a good hit and a good way to end over number 9. 57 for 3. But breathing down their neck is Ravi Bopara. Class act with the bat. The Rescue Ranger. And across NPLs, he's been a dream. 505, over 500 runs. He's just increasing the gap between 1, 2 and 3. What a performer he's been. Some edge there. Dr. Ishan Pandey comes on to bowl.
Never easy. They either go in or they go out.
Taken! It's Irie once again. Tonight in the field, he's been a live wire, and Dr. Ishan Pandey strikes.
Anywhere in Irie's vicinity and you're in trouble. I mean, he makes this catch look very, very simple, and it's not. That it's a huge wicket here as the captain of the Rhinos, Kushal Mala, is dismissed for 15. They're stumbling here, the Rhinos, 57 for 4.
Yeah, there's a tap on the watch that also indicates that we'll be heading into our expert education strategic timeout.
Oh, no. No, no, no. I refuse to see it.
Well, the Royals have a massive fan base here tonight, and as always, this ground is filled to the brim each time they play a match. It's a sea of yellow, cauldron of noise, and frenzied fans taking over each time the Royals are making an impact. Not a bad time to sip over some hot coffee, cold weather, wintry fields. The weekend round the corner. No strategy for the fans out here. It's just fun, entertainment, and a lot of music with some great cricket on display. And what an evening. What a match. Rhinos on the back foot. Dave Connell, a bit of a demotion in his batting order. Couple of 20s in the last games. That strike rate will need a facelift. And at the moment, they're staring down the barrel in a very important game.
The problem here is that we're at 10.5 to the over, the required rate. And we haven't even reached 10 overs, so that net run rate can climb very quickly, that required rate. You know, if you only need 10 and over for the last 5, it's manageable. Yet again, it lies in the hands of Ravi Bopara. Too often.
Yeah, that's been the story, right? It's been all the other teams, not against the Rhinos, but against Bopara.
Made it look easy. Oh, he's pleased a few here.
He's gone big. And that's really big. Well, Bopara has decided he can't be hanging around without making an impact in the middle. And the only way forward is to put the pressure back on the fielding side. Good hit.
Good hit. Siddhartha Bank. Maximum. Yeah, with a spin. That's the area of the ground that Bopara will go with the spin. Unless, of course, it's over pitch, then he fancies straight down. But he's a smart cricketer, this guy. He doesn't just give it away. Normally follows a boundary with a single, keeps the strike.
Nicely bowled, quicker one. Just a bit cross with himself, Bopara. 7 runs and the wicket of Kushal Malla coming in over number 10 at 64 for 4.
Well, just 7 runs in theory separate the sides at the halfway stage, but there's a lot more to this tale because Harmeet Singh still has 3 overs to bowl. Dipender Singh Ari has been everywhere, bat, ball in the field. He may as well be in the crowd with the amount he's doing, cheering his side on. And the Rhinos are left with it all to do. 106 required to win. And it's going to take a Ravi Bopara masterclass and support from Dev Canal and Amar Singh Ratela to follow to give the Rhinos any hopes at all. Andrew Leonard here with Carlos Brathwaite for the next 5 overs. It feels like it's only trending in one direction, the way of the men in yellow, Carlos. Can Bopara give us a real show under these floodlights in front of a capacity crowd?
Unfortunately for the Rhinos, I don't think Bopara can do it alone. I still think it's too stiff a task. You're talking 10s and over for the last 10 overs. Bopara's faced 13 balls, so you'd say he's in, but he's had no support at all mixing international bowler, taking the ball away from two right-handers. Bopara definitely needs some support from the other end.
Clever bowling, intentionally pushed out there. Mix up between the two batters. They might have been able to get back for two had they initially been looking for it. Singh is at an incredible 2025, hasn't he? And you'd think that he will be someone who'll light up that T20 World Cup next year against India and Pakistan in Group A. Skews off an outside edge. They should get the two this time comfortably enough. There's another man who's going to light up that T20 World Cup next year.
Yeah, Dipendra Singh, we know what he can do. I think by now the rest of the world knows it, but you look back to David Malan in this innings alone, tucking it into the leg side, thinking that it was a simple single. There's never a simple single when Dipendra Singh is around. And I think after the World Cup, I'm calling it now, they have two of these in the World Cup at least, where he just appears to be bowler and short mid-wicket at the same time and run out a couple of batters. I'm calling two, with the flip and the celebration to boot.
Oh, taking him on, chance! Oh, could have been gone. It all happened in a blur. On 2x, 3x speed. Was a direct hit out? We'll find out in a moment. 70 for 4. The Rhinos are left with it all to do. They've got just the right man at the crease, Ravi Bopara. Just wonder how close that previous final delivery of the previous over was. Puneet Mehra is going to bowl a few left arm orthodox with the two right-handers at the crease. It will be slow left arm from both ends. Lost his footing completely. It's a pretty friendly delivery to start with, gets away with it. How close would this have been, and how's Zaire made it into a chance?
Yeah, hanging on the circle, and then in a flash it's there. Probably would have been out. Just gusted himself.
Sometimes a ball is so bad, it's hard to put away. And Puneet Mehra's bowled two of those in a row, and Bopara probably would have been thinking 4-6, bang, bang, but misses out on both.
I think it was HD, we were speaking earlier, either early in this game or the previous game, about how different it is in white ball versus test cricket. That is an absolute long hop. But you know what? In the grand scheme of things, it wasn't a bad ball.
Inside out goes Canal. Chance put down. Not easy, running away from his body. I think it's Deepak Bahara there, who's made good ground in from deep extra. Gets a hand on it, but never really looked like he was going to hold on.
Yeah, it was in a little bit of a vortex there. Long off thought he had a chance, short extra cover thought he had a chance, and it fell to the sweeper. Maybe he stopped a little too soon. Needed to take another couple steps and then push off. It fell short, literally.
Good diving stop. Excellent work off his own bowling. Every over that goes by without a boundary now, with the required run rate approaching 12s, is going to make the Rhinos' task ever more difficult. That should skid away. Get very close to the rope. Will get there. Breaks that sequence of 11 balls without a boundary. Mera doesn't look happy, but I tell you, this over could have gone for 20. It's only gone for 7.
And I think this is one of the better balls he's bowled. He slowed it up. His outside off almost created a chance. But when you get away with 2 filthy long hops and then your best ball get carved for 4, you charge to the game and you move on.
I think he's going to get out of his over with only 8 coming off it. Could have been a lot worse for the Royals. It's 78 for 4. Mr. Gaida, the Chitwan Rhino, bringing the moves, buzzing up the crowd. He's going.
He's got some moves on him. The electric on the field and off the field.
Two really important overs, these two, because Harmeet Singh has been, well, close to untouchable all season. Can't really afford just to knock him about for 6 or 7. Required run rate 11.5. Problem is, you try to attack him, you bring in wicket-taking opportunities. Again, they take on Irene for the single. Direct hit is going to make it interesting. He just doesn't seem to miss, and understandably, Durga Subedi says we better go upstairs. This might be closer than it first looked. Irie at it again.
Yeah, felt as though Ravi Bopara was just teasing him, just goading him a little bit. I wouldn't risk that with Dipendra Singh Irie. Got away on this occasion, but it isn't the wisest thing to do.
Oh, majestic work again from the one and only Dipendra Singh Irie. This will race away and race away quickly. Oh, Pandey gets himself in a muddle, but does enough. Canal thinks of the third. Probably just as well they turn it down. Might just want to have another look at this. Carlos, this partnership really has to grow, doesn't it? 22 off 17 at the moment. It's got to be worth, what, 70, 80, 90 to get the Rhinos into it.
Yeah, and it has to be done at a decent clip. You need to press gas at the moment. You can tell they're in a little bit of a rebuilding phase, but with the score and with the required run, we're getting very close to 12s. Can't rebuild for too long.
Really good shot. Significant extension of the arms at the last second to get there with the reach and to intentionally get it up and over cover. Outstanding batting.
Here's a quality shot. Shows his experience, knows he'll spin, waited on it, and then just turned the wrist at the last moment to get it over extra cover and into that pocket, instead of just slapping it to the sweeper for 1. He wanted a boundary, and he needs another boundary in this over, at least one more.
Here we are, the Omoda and Jaku's new Jaku J5. This is the real SUV. Pulled, but protection out there. You can almost just feel that a couple of good overs would give them a chance. They're well behind where they need to be, but whilst Babara's at the crease, they're in this game.
Yeah, they need something quickly. We'll continue that chat in the next over. 13 are gone, 87 for 4.
Marvellous atmosphere, really is. DJ's been spinning his magic, keeping the crowd going, who are loving every second. Not a soul is left because this game still very much in the balance. Abhinesh Bahara did have the golden cap on his head just a couple of days ago before Sandeep Lamachane took it back off him. We've seen 7 bowlers used so far already. No real surprise, it's the end of Puneet Mehra after that one over.
But he's done his job. 2 right-handers just slip it over in with the left arm spinner. If he bowls well, you give him a second one, but it looked as though this, if he'd been given a second one, it could have gone the distance. So he's been dragged out of the attack quite quickly.
Just be a single.
I think this is an important over. You spoke the last over about, you know, getting your foot on the accelerator and getting a couple big overs, but you can't wait until it's over 18 and 19. By then the game might have been done. You almost need to take a couple risks in an over like this. His second over, pace on the ball. Can you make this a 12, 13 run over and get a little bit of momentum going into the back end?
Yeah, and Abhinesh Bahara was very vocal in one of the press conferences for the tournament, explaining that he doesn't feel he's just a death bowler. He feels he can bowl at any phase of the innings, and he will adjust his lengths naturally then to try and challenge, whether it's in the middle overs here. Won't bowl the new ball. It's probably the one time he won't bowl, but doesn't just bowl the Yorkers that he's known for, known as the Yorker King domestically here. And he's actually swung the ball quite nicely from a good length. Dev Canal, well, he's really trying but not getting anything going at the moment. Just the one boundary in his 13 balls.
Yeah, singles will win you the game if you're the Royals, not so much if you're the Rhinos. Where are your boundary options? Low, skiddy trajectory. So these situations where you give yourselves little triggers. Bopara is quite short, so that's fine. He can just do his natural thing. Dev Canal a little bit taller. Sometimes you have to tell yourself, force yourself to do it. Stay a little bit lower, bend your knees a little bit lower to get under it.
Yeah, I think it's a good question, Carlos, because where are the boundary options? So, because of the pace that Bahar is bowling at, he's got third and short fine up in the circle. So there's so much protection down the ground, which is where you get good reward. And then for the one, let's say the off cutter or the one bowled into the surface, you want to come across it. The man out at deep backward square is actually a long way behind square, and then deep mid wickets out there too. So there's plenty of ones and a couple of twos on offer, just not sure where the boundaries are coming from. And that creates a chance. Harmeet Singh it is who nestles underneath it and does enough. He starved them of the boundary options and he gets his reward and sends Bopara off with a kiss.
Good bowling, good build-up of pressure, hitting a good length. Bopara trying to find that boundary, advancing down. And Harmeet Singh taking an easy catch. Disappointment for Bopara. You feel as though he was the last hope. It's not done. It feels very close to be. 29 for Bopara, 90 for 5, the Rhinos.
Well, chance at a bit of redemption for Amar Singh Ratela, because didn't have a great time of things out there in the field, including a crucial drop catch of Dipender Singh Airi. Does have a better strike rate than many of the domestic batters. Up at 144, he's going to need to advance even that, with the required run rate now being 12.5 and over. As Abhinesh Bahara's exceptional tournament continues, he rejoins Sandeep Lamachani up at the top. He's getting great reward for his consistency, his accuracy and his discipline, and Bopara just never really was able to line him up.
Yeah, and there's a few little knuckle balls and slow balls, and he's one of those bowlers that you look like you never quite get the pace of, and he dragged that length back, and look at the passion. Well deserved wicket.
Gets 4. He was in the game for a moment, Dhruv Parashar, but it's a favoured zone of Dev Canals, whether along the ground or in the air. Over extra cover to the left of long off. It's 95 for 5. Six overs remain, 75 runs required, and Harmeet Singh wicketless tonight. The ball is last.
Good to see fighting at the top of the bowling leaderboard. It's batting win you games, and bowlers win you championships. You have to think that whichever one comes on top will go quite close for their team winning the tournament.
Well, it's so encouraging as well, as Harmeet Singh does his best Airi impression, not quite at the same pace, is all 4 of those tied on the top, all Nepal players. All 4 have played for Nepal, Lamachani and KC currently, Alam reasonably recently in squads, and Bahara hasn't played since last year at the World Cup, so a lot of questions that those leading bowlers are asking of Stuart Law, saying, get me on the plane to Mumbai, get me down to that T20 World Cup in February. Comes off an outside edge, and Harmeet Singh is celebrating. I'm not sure why, because it'll be a couple of runs to the total. I think he thought he had his man.
Dev Canal trying to go big again. You want to watch it a little longer, and the scurry was on. He got a donkey through it. Had no idea where it went once it left his hand, but he knows. You get rid of it quickly, less chance of another run being taken by the batters.
Interesting field, isn't it? Deep extras being sent out, and 3 men in the ring. A short third there, Bahara. A point and then a cover point, Airi.
Yeah, a lot of times we feel the batter is good enough to get the ball over extra cover. You almost limit that area And you force them to try to go square.
The reality is that they're going to get the second comfortably here. Parashar remains on as a subfielder for Lynn. The 100 comes up, but can they get 60, 65 off the final 5? We did see the Kings do that thanks to Bashir Ahmed. I think it was 67 they needed.
With half of the side going, it's more of an uphill task, but you'd really want to be able to be chasing 60 off your last 5 if you want to win the tournament. Could have batted better. Could have batted a little better, not be in this situation, but it should be salvageable. And that's 4 of them. It looks like it'll be 4 of them, and it will. Good innovation, good improvisation. Finishes the 15th with a boundary, 105 for 5.
.65 needed from 30 deliveries. It's going to take some doing. It's going to take a special innings. And I have a special man alongside me, Akash Chopra. Are we going to see some fireworks at the back end here?
Well, let's hope that we get to see some fireworks, and the responsibility is on this man, Dev. He's been around for 16 balls, had a partnership with Ravi Bopara. Now it's down to him.
And down. Couple of chances have gone down by this impressive Royals unit. None of them easy, but the expectations that they set themselves are high.
True, catching hasn't been that great throughout the day we have seen. First game, second game. The ball is still gripping though. That's an interesting one. We were expecting Dew to play a major role. The ball is still getting wiped off regularly. But this ball actually spun after pitching.
Just be a single. Interesting, when you talk to some of the players, Akash, they say that the dew does come in the second half of the second innings, but it doesn't really settle on the playing surface. They feel as that, yes, it's in the outfield, but it hasn't really had an effect on the playing surface, which is peculiar, really. Just a little toe end there, and it's going to go for 4. A little bit of confusion from the 2 men in the deep.
And some effective Dew as well, because we saw a slide that wasn't meant to be. A half tracker inside half of the bat, but had enough. Rather the bottom half of the bat. Well, that was very poor attempt at stopping the ball.
You know, amazing, isn't it? Yet to see a ball get caught by one's feet. If you're going to dive, go with your hands. Oh, interesting, interesting. Did the back foot come up? Dev Kunal seems to think that it was raised as he's making his way off the ground.
It came up for sure. Now, has the keeper timed it well? That's the question.
Get down, get down. Oh, it's going to be another one, I think, for the TV umpire to have a closer look at. That angle suggests out. This angle suggests out.
I think the batter has also seen it, and he's almost all on his way out. Yeah, it is the red signal. It's the OUT. That means another wicket has fallen on Nelson. It's 1-1-1 for 6. Dave Kanal dismissed for 28.
Nelson struck 1-1-1 for 6 as the man from Northampton, George Scrimshaw, has made his way to the wicket. He was impressive with ball in hand. He's going to have to be spectacular with bat in hand. It's not to be. He goes first ball.
Another left-arm spinner is on a hat-trick. It's that kind of a day. Back-to-back wickets. First was Dave Kanal, and now Scrimshaw yorked him. First the boot, then the stumps. Puneet Mehra, a fresh inclusion to the NPL. He's got 2 and 2. Hasn't disturbed the scorers, George Scrimshaw. It's 1-1-1 for 7.
All the thousands that are in attendance here at the TU are being thoroughly entertained by their favourite side, the Royals. 5 from 5 they are. They're bordering on 6 from 6 as Kamal Singh Airy, who didn't get a bowl, walks to the crease at number 9 and he's on a hat-trick. Slip in place. Goodness me, that was brave. We might have a run out. We're going to have a run out. Well, it's all happening here, Akash. It's not a hat-trick. It's not a hat-trick, but it is 3 and 3.
We call it a team hat-trick. A 2 for Puneet, 1 as a run-out. First, an interesting choice of the shot when you're trying to save a hat-trick. And then 2 batters on the same end. That's the end of the story. This game is finishing fast. 3 and 3, 2 for Puneet, 1 as a run out. This is Amar Singh Rautela, dismissed for 9, 111 for 8.
Well, there would have been a scramble for pads because the Rhinos were 5 for 111. 6 for 111, 7 for 111, and now 8 for 111.
9 for 111. Rijan Thakal is the man on strike, known for his bowling, not so much for his batting. The number suggests as well the number at which he bats. Still 4 overs to go. This is that confirmation. 1-1-1 for 5, 1-1-1 for 8. This Nelson has claimed 3 already.
Oh, tell me what it is all happening here. Don't leave your seats. They're trying desperately to get Bahara to the top of that wickets table as well. He's level with 3 other Nepali players.
Both were guilty of actually ball watching in the end. First ball swept it. The ball was actually within the stumps. Was a risky shot to play. And then both batters ended up on the same end. And that was the end of
a little amusing there with that run out, and that there was a feeling that Arif Sheikh thought that maybe the bails had been disturbed by the body rather than the ball, and so he just to make things certain, he removed the stump. But at that stage, we were trying to work out which batter was out. Right, 1-1-3 for 8. Don't go into your shells now, fellas. There's no prizes for second place, and that could be out as well.
We had a run out in the previous over. Might have another one now. Dipender Singh, Aries team's ground fielding is top-notch, throwing is brilliant, and that's the end. Of course, one more bites the dust. So it's not 1-1-1 for 9, but it is 1-1-4 for 9. Wickets are tumbling now. Rajan Dhakal had just come out, is now on his way out. 114 for 9 Rhinos.
Well, just a moment ago, the Rhinos were 5 down, and then we blinked, and they're 9 down. Ranjit Kumar is the final man who's made his way out into the middle. Avinash Bahara sits on 12 wickets for the tournament. He would love to tidy things up here. Just be a single down to fine leg. Our next gen pulsar power, the Bajaj Pulsar, explosive, fast, unstoppable. I'm not sure it's as fast as this game.
It's as impressive as the Royals for sure. They've been outstanding throughout the tournament.
Lovely stroke, lovely stroke. Best place in the ground to hit it.
One bounce 4 down the ground. Was trying to bowl a Yorker, looking for another wicket. Avinash missed the mark by 6 to 10 inches, and that was enough for Kamal to collect a boundary.
Nudges that away on the leg side. Will pick up a single to keep the strike. 17 have been bowled. It's 120 for 9. And that, I'm afraid, is that. Spin has created carnage at the TU. The Royals continue along their merry way as the Rhinos have been dismissed for 120.
A win by 49 runs for the Royals. The only undefeated team in the tournament. They've collected their 6th victory on the bounce. Puneet Mehra, the introduction, he's got 3 wickets. 3 wickets for him, 3 courtesy the run-outs. Royals have decimated the Rhinos tonight.
Akash, when we got on air about 30 seconds ago, Andrew Leonard said to you as you got into the seat, I want you to bring some excitement to this box. And I think what he was hoping for was a close finish. You brought the excitement.
And we got an early finish. I can tell you 80% people in this stadium right now are Royals fans. They don't mind one bit. They wanted annihilation, they wanted domination, and they wanted decimation of the opposition, and that's exactly what the Royals have delivered. This team in yellow is unstoppable. With the bat, with the ball, in the field, run-outs, they've been all over the Rhinos.
3 changes to their side today. They were unchanged all the way through the tournament. They make 3 changes because you feel they're in the qualifiers and they're going to give some opportunities to some of their young and up-and-coming players. But still, they win convincingly. I bet you that man, Dipendra Singh Ari, as well as the management, will be hoping that this tournament doesn't go in a similar path to last year's one, where they only had the 1 loss in the league stage. They looked unbelievable, unbeatable, and then they lose to the Bolts in the final. So far, they look exactly that, unbeatable.
Well, Dipendra Singh Ari, yes, you mentioned the changes. He himself
faded away as the run rate required got steeper and steeper and steeper.
as many as 7 bowlers introduced today. Dipendra Singh Ari started the bowling, got a wicket. Hikmat Mahara had a success, only bowled 2 overs. Harmeet Singh was wicketless, bowled the only bowler to actually bowl his quota of 4 overs. Puneet Mehra was introduced the last, and he had the last laugh. Took 3 wickets in just 2.1 overs. Ishan Pandey, the doctor, he had 1 as well.
A successful opening partnership in the previous match, Dawid Malan and Arun Saud. A couple of boundaries to get things going, but this man was always going to have a say. He is quite brilliant. One of the best ground fielders on the planet, Dipendra Singh Ari. Saif Zaib joined, but he went quickly. And that was Arun Saud's dismissal, excuse me. Hikmat, who was brought into the side, the young man who came from obscurity to knock over a potential England international in Saif Zaib. Kushal Mala, well caught by Dipendra Singh Ari at extra cover, and you thought, well, Bapar has got to do it all by himself if they're going to win.
That was always a bridge too far. Got a reprieve there. Some lusty blows, good hitting, but perished in the end. Courtesy this catch, Harmeet Singh. Dev Kanal tried his best. It was always going to be a bit too far for the chasing team. The ball was still spinning, turning away. A quick stumping. He was on a hat-trick. Puneet Mehra, and then a team hat-trick. 2 wickets, consecutive balls, and then followed by a run-out. He had as many as 3 run-outs in this innings.
And here's one more. But their ground fielding was exceptional throughout the evening. The throwing, utilising of the square to create pace for the ball, to skip to the keeper, and then the last one out. Bowled out for 120. A very professional performance, a thorough performance from the Royals.